Hello everyone and welcome to a walkthrough of As the Dead Sleep, which is arguably the hardest challenge in the game. In this video I'm going to complete the challenge in a fairly slow manner so you can see how this is done from start to finish. And I'll explain everything that I do along the way, including showing some maps and explaining the routes and what you need to keep on top of in order to complete this challenge. Shortly put, it's just about staying warm, having enough food, and going from bed to bed while avoiding wolves. And I'll show you how to do all of these things. Keep in mind one thing though, this particular walkthrough was recorded live via a stream, so there will be chat and I will sometimes refer to people in the chat, but I nevertheless do narrate everything I'm doing and explain it with keeping in mind that I wanted to upload it on YouTube so you can follow it. I will admit though that near the end of the run I do start to wear off a bit because everything is more or less done, so between the 4th and 5th grave there isn't really much more to explain or show. It's just me walking from Desolation Point to Timberwolf Mountain and that's about it. So I start answering a lot of questions from chat at that point, but other than that I'm pretty much just narrating what I'm doing and explaining all the tricks and all the things you need to keep in mind to complete this challenge as I go along. So after watching this, I hope you can complete this challenge too, and I hope you won't find it as daunting as many people do, and that you will survive well and tick off having completed this very difficult challenge. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get to it. Okay, so today we're going to do As the Dead Sleep, which is arguably the hardest challenge in the game. A lot of people struggle with this. It's quite tough because there's no health regeneration, so it's quite a brutal thing. If you've tried things like Nogoa before, then you shouldn't have a problem, but outside of that I can understand why this is very hard. There's a reason why there's 6 difficulty levels, which only Darkwalker also has, but Darkwalker is easier because Darkwalker has quite forgiving weather and loot, but As the Sleep it doesn't. So we're going to go through that. Right, so before I get into it, before we get into the actual gameplay, I'm going to explain a couple things. I hope you can see this all right. So let's start with Bleak Inlet, and then we will go to the next area. We can't do a custom sim or whatever. Okay, so in the nice to see you all here. Hey, Squid and Slick. It's been a while since you were in the same room. Okay, so for the Bleak Inlet challenge, you have to visit 5 graves, but before you can even think about that, you have to get out of Bleak Inlet, probably the most hated region in the game. So you start, let's do the starting location first. You start here in this lighthouse, the broken lighthouse. Let's do like this. And you want to get out of here. So the first thing you do is you're going to take damage when you're cold. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to get out of here as soon as possible. Oh, hey Melky with the raid. Thank you so much for dropping by and for the raid. That's so nice. I'll get right back to chat after I explain all this stuff. And then I'll catch up on chat. Okay, so you spawn here in the lighthouse, and in order you first want to get out. So you start by getting let's make this a bit thicker. You start by getting out to here to the residence to catch a break, and then from there on you have 2 ways out. The safest way out, you need to get this cave up here.
I would say Norway is.
And what you need to do, there's 2 different routes to do it. The one I'm probably going to use is the most common one, the one that people can actually familiarize with, which is to go along the bridge here and along the ice into the washout trailers here, and then you go along the ice and out here. There is a possibility of a Timberwolf band around here as well as around here, and you can run into those, which would be annoying, but I've never actually had that issue, and if you do, you can run. There is another route which we're not going to do, but if you do want to try it, you can instead go a route that's quicker and safer, which is you go this way. Oops, sorry. You go this way up here, and here's a secret mountain path. And this is actually blocked by bushes, but you can pretty much just walk through it. and you follow this secret passage here all the way up till here, and then you just barely go down, and then you walk out to follow Muskeg. That is faster and better, but the problem with doing that is two things. One is that if you're not comfortable with billy goating, it might be a little bit tricky to get down here. The other thing is here, there's some bushes blocking it, which is, you can bypass it easy. It's very, very easy, but I'm pretty sure they're eventually going to change that because I don't think that's intentional. So that means that it's not a reliable strategy. So it's better to do this other strategy. So, okay, so that's how you want to get out of Bleak Inlet. I've seen it in a lot of people before. They like hang around here and loot and things. There's no point. You should just get out of Bleak Inlet as soon as you can. Okay, now what happens if you come out of Bleak Inlet? Well, then we get to here, don't we? So there are 5 graves you need to visit. And those graves are 1 in Broken Railroad, 1 in Hushed River Valley, 1 in the Ravine, which is about here, 1 in Desolation Point, and 1 in Timberwolf Mountain. So how do you go about doing this? Well, there's multiple routes you can take, and when I speedrun this challenge, I take one specific route, but walkthrough is a different route. So there's different ways you can do this, and what we're going to do, we're going to do the standard route, which most people take just to complete this challenge, but you can do it however you want, but there's different reasons why you want to do this. So what you want to do is when you come out of Bleak Inlet, you will come out in Fallen Muskeg here. And what you want to do, you want to head via Spencer's Farm to Broken Railroad, get that one, and you also hopefully get a stim there. Then you head out of Broken Railroad, Fallen Muskeg, up to Mountain Town, climb through that, and head to Hushed River Valley. From there, you're going to go back through Mountain Town into Mystery Lake, and then through Mystery Lake into Ravine. You grab the flare gun, which will make the rest of the run significantly easier, because now you'll be protected. And then you go all the way through Coastal Highway to Desolation Point, and then you go back through the Cinder Hills Mines, through Pleasant Valley, and up, and you finish here. That is the most common route to do this. It's the easiest way to do it. One of the reasons being is that there's a stim here, and there's a stim. Actually, you can find 3 stims here, which makes things a lot easier. You'll also find a stim here, but you're not going to need it. So that's pretty much how this works. It's not that hard, really. When you come out of Mountain Town, if you want another stim, you can do that, but I don't think it's really necessary. So if you manage to get to something like here, then you probably are going to manage the entire challenge by that point. It shouldn't be that hard. The difficulty is getting out of Bleak Inlet and then maybe doing the first 2. And once you've done that, it's pretty easy, because the difficulty is the cold. So, okay. So all that being said, let me catch us on some chat, and then we'll get to it, because I missed a bunch of stuff here. Okay, now we are back in the game. So why don't we jump right in, and I'll explain what I'm happening. I'll try to, from now on, also stay updated on the chat as it happens. So we're going to go in As the Dead Sleep, and we're going to go through it. Doesn't matter if you will or aster it, but you are going to be running a bit. For context, if you want to speed run this, it takes about 3 hours. But a regular run might not take more or less than that, because we can sleep, while in a speed run you can't sleep. Yeah. So if you're interested in speedrunning this, then I will make some pointers throughout this video, but for the most part this walkthrough is how to complete this like regularly, normally, so to speak. And let's go. So the first thing you want to do when you spawn, you're going to spawn here in the lighthouse. And what you want to do is, first thing you want to do is turn around, because there is a cooking pot here, which you want to take. If you're lucky, there's wood, but not today. And then you pretty much want to get moving. Don't run too fast there, because you can go flying. And then you want to pick up some sticks when you see them. But you want to head indoors as soon as you can. By the way, there's multiple ways to complete this challenge. You don't have to do it the way I do it. You can do it different ways.
Teaching us how not to die.
Thank you, Summer. Thank you, Summer, for that cheer. Your biggest enemy in this challenge is the cold, so you want to stay warm. That's the main thing you want to be aware of. So when you get to this part, don't go straight ahead. What you want to do is, when you get here, you turn left, because usually there's wood here. So you want to grab that, and now you can continue. There we are. There's no point usually checking the fishing hut. Sometimes there's some misc stuff there. We could maybe check it just in case. You're not really in this challenge for the loot, but you can check certain places for loot just to see if there's some clothing. That's really the main thing you want to find. You want to find clothing so you can stay warm, because cold is the biggest issue. You should be aware that ultimately your health doesn't really matter as long as you don't die, because as long as you are alive when the challenge is completed. Oh, we got some wood. Okay, we also have time to loot this, I think. Oh, hold on. And we'll take that and this too. As long as you are alive when the challenge is completed, then it doesn't really matter how much health you have. So don't be too worried if you lose health. Okay, so let's head indoors now. Yes, that's right, Healthy Dead. There's no deer or rabbits either, other than found carcasses. Okay, so let's head inside. My Pam Lange. Hey, Pam Lange is one of my Patreons. Thank you for the gifted sub. So nice to see you. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're actually going to make the first... oh yes, we were lucky. The first fire in here, just to get some torches going, because you actually spawn with matches. This is unusual, because it's kind of interloper level here. You spawn with matches, and you also spawn with a flare. So we're gonna, there's usually a book around here. Let's grab there's the book. We're gonna grab the book. We're gonna make a fire. I think we'll just use the newsprint because there's more newsprints if we fail. So we'll just try that. And we're going to start a fire because I want to get water going, and also I want more warmth. And we're also going to grab some cloth here because we might do some repairing. And we're going to loot the room afterwards just so we have more light. Let's put this on. And then we're going to use these to make water. Put down, let's do another one of those. Grab one of these torches. Alright, so here we are lucky that we started with the sewing kit, because that's lucky because that means we can actually create gloves and hats from the cloth in this room. If you don't spawn with it, it's kind of like 50-50 I think, then you can't do that, but you'll find a sewing kit later. Here we have a cotton toque, that's a good start. That's not a guaranteed spawn, but there'll usually be candy bar there, and sometimes there's other food too. Let's have a look around. Oh wow, that's lucky. We got that. Anything else?
I would say Norway is.
Let's see.
Cool.
This is a we have another flare. That one's usually around here somewhere always, and I think that's it. Yeah. So then let's douse this, and then while this is doing that, we're going to grab some of this cloth. Maybe warming up while we're doing it. 8 minutes. Let's do another one. Get some cloth, also get some heat. I'm gonna make some more of these. Let's put on this. Alright, so let's also, I want some tinders. Let's grab these stacks of paper, because we're gonna be making a lot of fires in this run because of the threat of the cold. 2 tinders is probably enough. I make one more. You can harvest sticks for tinder. Has streamer loots? I don't use streamer loots, so that's not on here. Sorry. Is it true? No, yeah, I did answer that. There is no deer and no rabbits in this challenge. Thank you, Slick, though, for making me aware of it. Yeah, they don't spawn at all. You can find deer carcasses, but that's it. Alright, so let's see here. We can do some repairs, but see, we don't have gloves. But we can make gloves because we have the sewing kit, so we're going to do that. And in fact, what you can do if you want, if you are... Let's do this first. If you struggle in the beginning of this challenge, then you might as well just restart, because there isn't really anything that in the beginning that is tying you down. So if you really want the sewing kit and you spawn and there isn't a sewing kit, you could always just exit and then come back in, start again, because this is so early in the game, it won't make a real difference. So that's one way to do it. We're gonna make these gloves, because then we don't have to have frostbite. Hey, Tani America, how are you doing? It's nice to see you. So, now we have gloves, we can put those on. So now frostbite is not going to be an issue, even though the frostbite doesn't really matter. So we have water now, and we're not going to do any repairs right now. We're going to get out while it's still daylight and still warm enough. Instead, we're going to grab some torches and just get this train moving. Alright, we're going to do that. This will probably blow out, but we'll see. So, what you want to do now, before we head out of here, you want to check over here. It's probably going to blow out, so yeah. Over here, behind this house here, on this side, this broken house here, there's coal inside. And you want that coal. So here it is. Usually it's 3, but this time there's 4. I have found 5 as well, so now we have that. And now, we can ignore the other stuff for now. We're going to head out of here. If you want to take the shortcut, it's up there, but we're going to go this way. You want to sprint, because you want to get there as fast as possible. And I'm going to grab these stones, in case I need to distract wolves or something. We're going to run. We don't have any teas or anything else, so we're just going to run as much as you can. There's, by the way, 2 ways you can run. Let me recharge a bit, and then I'll explain it to you. Hey, Graphene, nice to see you. Hey, good morning from New Zealand. Oh, nice. Wow, you are really other side of the world. So we're not going to go into the cannery because there will be wolves there. So there's 2 different ways you can sprint. One is just normally hold it down like this. The other way is to just tap the button while you sprint, and then you'll use slightly less stamina like that. See, I'm tapping it, so I'm using less stamina sprinting, so that means you can sprint further. But that's only really useful in emergencies, or if you want to speed run this. Hey, Tina Bug, thank you for the subscription. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Nickerson, yes, I will put this on YouTube. It won't be immediately, it will be a bit later. Probably in like 2 weeks or something. I'm not sure. Or maybe we'll do it this week. We'll see. And then we will... I'll put it up there, yeah. Timberwolf, yeah. We shouldn't have any issue with Timberwolves. There might be a moose here though. I'm trying to stay in cover because, as you can see, I'm barely cold when the wind is not hitting me. So I'm trying to just stay in cover the entire time. I should plug this thing in. Hold on. Wait. Let's get this out. There we are. Okay. Sprint some more. Here on this these washout trailers, you can sometimes find matches on this barrel that's out here. Let's also check these boats. There isn't any loot we really need, except for clothing. Hey, Shady Eyes with the Prime subscription. Thank you so much. Hope the alerts are working. Yeah, they are. Okay. Need to change that alert at some point. Okay, so here sometimes you can find matches, which isn't really that important, but can be found. Doesn't seem like there's anything today. So check in here. Let's just see how this is going. And you can sleep here if you want, and it's warm, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to sleep in the cave. So let's see, we got some food here. Let's see if there's anything else. Doesn't seem like anything except for... It's usually there's like a little kit or something here. Doesn't seem like there's anything else. Let's just do like this, pastime a little bit like this. Okay, so we need to be a little bit careful here because there could be a moose here. So when you come out of here, I would recommend to not go to the right, but go to the left, because on the right, if there is a moose and the moose stomps you, it's going to make things difficult. It's still possible to do it though, but harder. I would follow, by the way, a general rule, which is that if you're doing this challenge and you make a mistake while you're in Bleak Inlet, then just start again. It's not worth the time trying to salvage it if you're already in Bleak Inlet. No moose. it's just too much effort. It's better to just restart, go again, and go from there. We're picking up all the sticks we can find. We shouldn't have any issue with Timberwolves, but they can be here. It does happen that Timberwolves are here, so we have to be a little bit careful. Hey, you're welcome. Fell hard into the rabbit hole this month. Good photography achievement. Nice. You two come was a big help, so I say no problem. Oh, there's the Timberwolves. Do you see them there? They are up there, so we need to be a little bit careful. If we get too close, they will come for me. So we need to go a little bit more this way, so we can stay out of their reach. Let's see if I can get across here. If they catch me, it makes things complicated. It's still perfectly possible to complete it. I'm going to take some cold damage now, because I'm not going to start a fire out here. It's just way too risky. Ah, damn, they saw me. Okay. This is an example of when you then probably would want to start again, but we're not going to do that. Instead, going to start a fire. And try and get rid of these.
Come on, fire!
Go away.
Are you serious?
Alright, let's start again. The fire will keep them away. So if this does happen to you, I would do one or two things. I would either start again, or you fight them off like I'm doing now. You can still fight them off. Or you can ignore them and just run away, but I'd rather not. So I'm just going to do this. And while we're waiting, we might as well make some water. Because why not, right? And then we can also do this. Let's see if we can scare these things off, huh? Okay, where are you? They're a bit closer. Where, everyone else, where's they gone? They're stuck up there, so it's just this guy then. Yeah. You gotta hit him in the head, that's the thing. We're just gonna chill here a little bit. Oh, nice. Timberwolves are not actually that hard. They will scare away from all sorts of things, especially campfires. And if you hit them with the torch or the flare, then they will run away. Morale will only break if you hit them on the head, usually. So it would be nice to try and hit them with the torch, but we'll see. This might take a little bit of effort here. We'll try. Yeah, there we are. So you like that. See, they get afraid, but they don't really flee. You have to actually hit them with it. It's a little bit tricky. Not something I enjoy doing. So we're probably just gonna keep going. Wait for an opening and move. Bonk, yeah. How's this getting on? 10 minutes. We might as well use this opportunity to warm up. Yeah, come to me. See, they scare very easily, but reducing morale is a whole nother story. I think I'm actually going to take the opportunity to leave once I scare this guy off and just run, because these two, I think, are bugged up there. We can scare it off with a marine flare as well, if we want to. Maybe we should just do that, just to get rid of this guy. If you use the marine flare, then you will break the morale much easier, like this. Well, he ran away before I could do it, but okay. But this breaks morale much easier. Right now they are a little bit buggy, but what else is new? If I can get him to charge me and throw this, then morale will break. But as you can see, they're really skitterish, like they're really not a threat. They're all buggy, if anything. There it comes. And also the blue flares don't really last that long. See, they just runs away. So they're not particularly useful. They're all just buggy wolves that I hope they update once. Wow, look at that. They ignored it. But then he runs away. It's just a weird... They're just completely bugged. I'm just gonna go. Let's eat this. Yeah, that's skittish, yeah. Grab some torches, and then I'll just scare them off. Okay, well, let's wait for an opening. So I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna wait for an opening here. For him to run away, and then I'll run away again. We almost have that thing broken, so... Let's get out of here. That's how you do it, if that happens. If you have a campfire down, they are very unlikely to actually attack you, so they are not really much of a threat. As you can see, I was so not faced by them that I just put down a campfire, and that was it. It's like, oh, let's just make a campfire here. Here he comes. See, he just flees when you have the torch. But not much of a threat at all. See? And remember, you can also just like walk as long as you look at them while you have the torch. Oh, but I don't have a torch now. Then they're really not much of a threat at all. Let's see, let's wait for, we need an opening here. I don't really care about using the matches because I have quite a few. So I'm not watching chat right now because I want to get this sorted and I'll catch up. Okay, so morale is gone because I went too far away. But as you can see, it's just a big buggy mess with the wolves because they bug out and they're really scared of fire. So you can just walk away from them with the torch like I did there. But if it's windy, that won't work. So you have as you saw in the beginning there, what I did instead was I went to a place where there was shelter from the wind, and then I started making a fire there. Because that way I could actually be protected from the wind. And now we're going to pick up these berries, as many berries as we can, because this is going to be our traveling teas. And let me catch up with chat when we're in here. I'm going to grab another one of these. And now we're out of Bleak Inlet as well. As you can see, I have barely lost any health at all. And we should be good from here on. If that happens to you, just do exactly what I said. Just make a fire, scare them off. Throw torches at them if you want, or just scare them off. Thirsty. Or just look at them if it's not windy. Let me just have a look at this chat before I continue, because I missed some stuff. If you hit them with a rock, they'll also run away, but it's hard to do that, so yeah. That's not too much of a big issue. Yeah, nice. Thank you, Sigstack. Welcome in. Let's see here. Missing some stuff. Oh, Hype Train is close. Thank you for the subscription, the gifted sub, Sigstack. And Long Dark Forever, thank you for the bits.
What?
Yeah, Griffin. And I think there was a sub earlier. Yeah, Sigstack, thank you for the sub. Thank you so much. Okay, now it should be easier for me to follow the chat from now on, because now I have an overview.
I would say no.
And thank you so much for the bits. Hey, we got a hype train going. There we are, okay. So in here, it's pretty straightforward. Now we just want to make coal, and also we want to warm up and everything, and sleep. Hype train, level 1. Thank you for the bits. Thank you. Cooking with Hedge Pigs for the subscription. And
What?
Gizmo for the bits. Okay. Sorry if I miss anything, because it's sometimes hard to stay on top of all the chat, even with a bigger screen for it. But I will try. Not much coal here, but we have this. If this is not here, then it's the other spawn. Some loot is random.
What?
It generally follows an interloper type of loot. I'm going to check in here for coal. X Nomi, thank you for the subscription. Thank you so much. You can call me Hedgie. Okay, Hedgie. Let's see. There's a coal. I missed one. The reason you want the coal is because they are so valuable in keeping you warm. Okay, let's get out of here. Here you can climb down by just clicking climb here. And then you'll climb down, or you can just go on the side here and you'll be fine. Very often there's a marine flare right here, but not today because we found it on the other guy. And we're actually going to sleep here because this is a good excuse to get some sleep. So we're going to do that. Before we do, we're going to utilize the fire and make a fire here.
What?
It's actually quite hard to catch everything. Hey, Pamela, thank you for another gifted sub. And Elentia, was Elentia in the chat there? Sorry, it's a lot of stuff happening.
That's a good one.
I can't actually see it. If Elentia is here, she is my wife. And she's awesome. Hype train still going, yeah. And thank you, Silly Val, for the gift, for the bits. Alright, let's make this, I'm going to put on sticks rather than coal, because we don't really need it. I'm going to make some more water. And let's do this. Hedgepigs with more bits, thank you so much. Hype train. Let's see here, let's have a drink. And we're going to do some crafting here. Hey, Slick, with the gifts up to Daniel Merker, thank you so much.
What?
I'm going to craft these rosips. And Anomi with the 500 bits. Sorry, I missed that. Oh, we got a level 3 hype train, or it's level 2, I don't know. Thank you so much, everyone. That's fantastic. Alright, there we are. This is boiled, and we can just make another one. That's going to take exactly 30 minutes, and I think we will be able to repair as well. So we're going to repair this before it gets dark rather, sorry. We failed. Oh, that's annoying. I didn't bring any more cloth. Could have done that, but well. Oh, 13 minutes, okay. Well, let's do this then. There we are. There we are. Hey! Alright, so we're going to sleep here. I'm just going to wait a little bit to make sure that I actually am. Yeah, I am warm in here. It's 3 degrees. A whopping 3 degrees. And we're going to eat this. And we're going to have a drink. And then we're going to sleep. Hi, it's the first time seeing you live. I loved your YouTube videos when I was learning this game, so helpful and fun to watch. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you find them useful. That's great, thank you. We're going to sleep where this temperature is not going to change. It's always the same. So we're going to sleep 10 hours and get some energy back. If you're speedrunning this, if you want to speedrun this challenge, you can't do any sleeping. You have to run or walk the entire time. But hey, we can. Okay, let's do this. And then we're going to sleep another 2 hours as well. And then we can head out of here. I'll show you the route for this. Okay, we're fully rested, but it's dark, but that's okay. We have 4 matches. We'll make a torch here. Okay, so now we're going to leave. And as you can see, we're doing quite well with health. We barely took any damage at all. Took a little bit of cold damage at some point, but that's it. We didn't really do anything else. So we're looking really, really well now. We just need to visit the graves and not die. But now that we're out of Bleak Inlet, the hardest part is done. If you made it this far, you're probably going to make it just fine. But it's perfectly fine to take some damage. Usually when I do this challenge myself, I take a lot more damage than this because I am very greedy with the coal and that sort of thing. But in the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much health you have when you finish the challenge. I'm going to pick up all the sticks we can find as well. Here is the home of Larry that I mentioned in a few videos. This is the only indoor rabbit in the game. He lives right here. This is the home of Larry. But Larry won't be here because rabbits don't spawn on this challenge. Graphene with 100 bits, thank you so much. Too kind of you. Hype train. It sounds like there might be wind outside, and I think that is the case. What we're going to do, you can get some more coal here, which I'll show you in a minute. But first what we're going to do, we're going to grab all the mushrooms that are out here. We're going to do that. And then we're going to go back inside. Yes, that blew out. And there's a bunch of mushrooms here. So we're going to grab these and then go back inside and make some teas. Let's see here. Salty Lock with 100 bits. Thank you so much.
For the long dark.
Hey, yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's grab all of these because now we're going to spend some time crafting these teas. And there should be some more on my over here. I'm going to grab these and go back inside and make another fire. Hey, Higgity Fred. Let's grab it. We don't need to grab the rest down there, but we want these because they will be our warmth for traveling. Now I'll show you a little trick. I don't mind if I ask you if you have any data from your tournament. I figured I would ask you because you're so busy. Yeah, I do, but it's not much change since the last update. I think I have 5,820 points or something on day 20. Alright, so here you can get some more coal. The way this works is... hey, thank you, Stick Level 100 bits. Hype train complete, I think. So, oh yeah, got an emote. Choo choo. Okay, so in here you can see there's some coal pieces, but of course they look like they're purely cosmetic, right? But actually you can pick some of these up. Just ignore this leave fall on musket thing and walk up to them and crouch, and then you can pick them up. See? So now you can get some more coal. And that's going to help a lot. You can't pick up all of them, but I don't know if you can pick up this one. No, that one they wouldn't let me do. So yeah, but now we have some more coal. So what we're going to do now, we're going to craft these. If you're cold, you need to make the fire first. But if not, you can just make these now. There we are. And then we're going to make another fire. And we're going to get more matches in Spencer's homestead. So we don't need to worry about matches. We have flares too. Oh, I can see the subscription on the side. Sorry, I never used this screen before. But yeah, okay, I know how to. If I miss anyone, I know how to see what people have done. So I shouldn't miss anything for now. Anyway, here's this, and then we will put on one coal just because of the duration. Let's douse this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start making teas. Because now we have all these teas, and they are going to be our warmth. Yeah, it's a great game. Alright, and yeah. Okay, 2 more matches. We're going to start making these. The pot is slightly faster, so that will finish these teas faster. I'm going to make all of these. How many more can I make? I can make... I think that was it actually. No, one more, okay. Then I'm going to put these down. If you put these next to the fire, they will stay warm. And then we can use these for travel purposes. 5 minutes. Put the last one on here. We used a lot of water for that, but that's okay. And that's it, nothing more to cook. You can put these down as well. And if you think they're about to burn, what you can do is you can just do like this. Now it says hot, and it will be fine. Or you can do like this, move it to the side, and then move it back, and it will reset the timer. Yeah, it's a bit silly, but that's just how it works. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use these teas to stay warm to travel. That's what we're going to do. Grab another torch. And then we're going to grab this.
Will you do a part 2 of Interloper Made Easy?
Yeah, I will do one later, not now, but in the future I will do one. Yeah, made even easier. Okay, so now we have our teas. They're all warm, and now we can head out and stay warm. We're gonna head to Spencer's farm. I think it's still windy, so this torch is probably gonna blow out, but oh well. And then we're just gonna more or less just sprint. Yeah, it blew out. But there shouldn't be that many wolves in the way, and even if there is one, we have these flares there. So now we're gonna head to the farm where the forge is. Oh, the moose. Doesn't seem to be a moose there now. And we're gonna grab sticks on the way. And we're not gonna sleep again until we get to Broken Railroad, most likely. There should be some more mushrooms here. I think it's here. No. Oh, yeah, they are. See, now we're getting cold, so we're gonna drink a tea, and this will warm us up, and also do hydration and calories. See, now we're fully warm again. Now the cold suddenly has become a non-issue in this challenge. And as long as we can keep this up, we shouldn't really have an issue. I'm keeping this flare out though, because there are usually 2 wolves by the bunkhouses over here. Yeah, ooh, mushrooms. So I want to be a little bit careful. It does look like the wind died down though, so we should be okay. But I think if they come again, I can light this torch. I think so. Hey, Pasik. You missed the spawn in Bleak Inlet, but no, you didn't miss anything. Okay, let's see what we got here. There's the wolf. I think it's not too windy, so we're going to light this. Yeah. So the wolves shouldn't be an issue. We're going to grab these. We're going to start another fire at the forge to keep this fire warmth going. And from here on it's pretty easy. Yeah, teas are extremely powerful. Yeah, to arm wrestle some wolves, yeah. So these wolves are no issue now because I have my torch and it's not windy. I want to quickly check here though for these mushrooms. And also there might, sometimes there's a storm lantern here. Here comes the wolf. So I'm gonna scare him off by doing this. Aiming at him with a rock. And waiting to him come close, and then he runs away. That's because of the torch. I'm not going to do any forging, so we don't really need to grab any metal. There's the storm lantern I wanted. Yeah. This is it. 94, wow. Drink another tea. Yeah, nothing interesting exactly. Alright, so we got the storm lantern, that's good, that will help with lighting. We're gonna keep going here. Not really much in a hurry right now, but let's just get to the forge. And we'll get the dog food and things in forge, so we got a lot of food and stuff here. Thank you for the follow, Pasik. Yeah, welcome. So we're going to pick up all the sticks you can. And there'll be quite a lot of coal here too. Now from here, after you've been here, there's different ways you can go. You can go over the ledge, which will mean you avoid the bear completely. Or you can head to poachers and grab the coal that's there. So here we are, there should be some matches there, and they are. They're always here.
Come in handy.
It's interloper loot. As Dead Sleep is, as a song kit, is unusual in that it follows interloper loot, which usually they don't do. Yeah, going after cattails is worth it, I would say. You don't need to run for them, but if you see them, you should grab them.
Man, I could eat anything.
I'm gonna go outside and check this safe that's over here.
What?
I think I'm gonna light another torch first. There's a safe here. Thank you, Luis Henrique, for the subscription. So there's a safe. You can just access it from the back here rather than going all the way around. So let's see what we got in here. If we're super lucky, we'll get an air wrap or something. There's like 6. 5. Okay, 5. Wow, okay, holy. It's actually 4. And 1. And then what? Okay, 50. What are strings? So there's 4. 1. And then 50. Alright. It'll be a book, yeah. We got beans and jeans. Beans and jeans. It's a song waiting to happen. Alright. Then we're going to start a fire. We don't need this book, we're going to use it for starting fires. You won't find stims in here, but we'll open this. Another sewing kit. We'll start a fire here because we want to warm our teas. Oh, I don't have tinder. Okay. I think I can do this though without losing the torch. Yeah, this will be a VOD as well. It will be put on YouTube. Double safe. Double safe. Did I miss that? I don't think I want to open it though. Because that's a bug. This loot I had so far is pretty standard loot. It's pretty baseline, except for one thing. It's interloper loot, and what I got loot wise has been pretty standard, except I got this in that's pretty good. Other than that, it's no biggie. Then we're gonna do this. Let me just have a look at this. It was actually double safe, eh? Yeah, you're right. It was double safe. Look at that. But we're not going to open it because that's an exploit. If you're watching this, then you want a walkthrough of it, and that's not a reliable tactic. Like if I find a air wrap in there now, it's kind of like just like cheating. Okay, so in here, if you go behind this crate, you will find dog food. We're going to grab that. So that's pretty good. And now I'm more or less ready to go, actually. I'm actually going to open... Now we're going to eat this. That's safe in the middle of pretty... Yeah. Okay, so now we are good. So we're going to grab this. And we're going to grab these. And we're going to leave. You can take 2 routes out of here now. You can go over here, which there'll be some wolves in the way. Or you can go this way.
I would say no is.
And you can go back to poachers, for example. Either is fine, it doesn't make a difference. The easiest, though, is to go this way. So we're going to go this way. Just because it's easier. There's some coal back there, which I didn't pick up. Thank you, Sixstack, for the 100 bits. You're very kind. By the way, if you want to have another hype train, it's a 1 hour cooldown. So the next time that can happen is around 9 o'clock or so. This way is best because you avoid the bear pretty much completely. And you only have these wolves to deal with. And they're really not an issue. Just do that. But if it's windy though, the wolves will be a little bit of an issue. So you need to have a flare, or you go a different route. It's kind of optional, this part. You can go this route, or you can go over the ice and head to Poacher's camp. You'll find more coal, maybe a bit of clothing or something. And you can use that as well. That's another way to do it. We're going this way. The next time we're going to sleep will be in Broken Railroad. And as you can see, we're not that cold right now because the weather is still. And if it's really bad weather, you might want to wait till the weather gets better, provided you have the food to do so. Thank you. Take that. You can also charge the walls, but it doesn't always work. Let's grab this. More teas. Yes, if you go to Poachers, then you are backtracking. You're kind of going in a diagonal direction, which you're going backwards. But if you go to poachers, you will get more cattails, you will get more coal, and you will get more loot. So if the situation wasn't looking as good as it is now, going to poachers is a good idea. But at the moment we're fine, the weather is pretty open, it's clear with decent food, we're not really struggling with anything. So we can just go. And I don't really want to get fatigued, but I do want to take advantage of this. I am going to drink another tea to stay on top of this cold. These teas won't be warm forever, they will eventually go cold and then they'll be more or less useless. But as you can see now, because it's late, it's noon, I have a torch, it's still, I have a tea, I'm barely cold. So at the moment, this is a great time to go out because you're using the clear weather to your advantage. Always try and use the weather to your advantage. Only go out in the blizzard if you know where you're going and you have teas to warm you up. And if not, just wait it out. Alright, see you, Nickerson. Can't believe it's March. Yeah, I'll make Nogoa episodes soon, but I have some other things I'm working on first. There's a few other... I have a walkthrough ready on how to do Hunted Part 1 and 2, so I'm going to release that. I also played the Forest, so I'm going to release that. And I have a couple other videos. I want to make a hidden loot one. So there's a few things. And once they are done, then I'll make more Nogoa stuff. So Nogoa will probably be out in April. So hey, if you're really unlucky, there can be a bear here, but it's unlikely. Yeah, the wolves, Schmormger, yeah. They aren't that much of a threat once you know how they work. Lots and lots of mushrooms, says we should probably have enough mushrooms for the rest of the run now. So now we're heading to our first grave. And if you're unlucky, there will be a bear here, but usually the bear isn't here. He will be down on the ice, not here. So you should be okay. And then now we're near the entrance to Broken Railroad. There's a wolf there, but we can ignore that. You can just go down here. It's really not that hard to go down here. If you want, you can go around. I mean, it looks pretty easy, and it's because it is easy. This wolf we can ignore because we're going to go in here. And let me actually start another torch here. Okay. Okay, oh, I see what happened there, yeah. Alright, any tips on how to learn maps? Probably just enjoy the game and play. The only problem is that I still have many hours of your content to watch, and it's more interesting to watch videos than play myself. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you kind of answered your own question there. Yeah, you just got to play it. One good way to do it is to do one map at a time. So if you play on something other than Interloper, like if you play Stalker or whatever, choose a region you'd like to be in, and then spawn there, and then just stay there and learn everything. Or if the loot is poor, you know, go out of it, loot some other stuff, come back to it, and then try and survive in a region for like 50 days or something. And if you can do that, then you will have learned it. There'll always be a little bit like smaller things that you miss, but for the most part you will learn all the major stuff. So you can just do it one region at a time. Okay, so here we're coming up to the first shortcut. So normally I don't, for walkthroughs, I do the sort of normal routes, but this one is so commonly used that I'll use it here too. So this landslide here, normally you are supposed to go down here, and then there's a bridge made by a tree. I'm not sure if we can see it there, but kind of. You have to cross this chasm with a tree and walk up and around. But you don't need to do that. You can actually just get up here very, very easily. It's not difficult. So just go up here on the right. And then go over here and up here. And then over here. And then now you're pretty much home free. You just got to get over these little ledges there. Like that. And here we go. And here we are. And that one I pretty much always use. It's an easy shortcut. And I don't think they're going to remove it, because that shortcut has existed for a long time. I don't know how long, at least 3 years. They would have patched it by now if they wanted to get rid of it. So that one is pretty standard, use it in survival.
I'm getting tired.
So we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna head to the maintenance yard now in our first grave. And then we're gonna do a few things there. Oh, well then. The death, yeah, a lot of people don't like Broken Rail. There's very many wolves here. Yeah. Remember that the most important rule for these challenges is just completing it alive. It doesn't matter how much loot you have or how little loot you have, or how low your health is or how high your health is, because it's not going to make a difference. Because when it's over, and you're not going to return to this, so it doesn't make any difference. So you just gotta be alive throughout the challenge. So if you take a little bit of damage, maybe even you end up in a wolf struggle, but you survived, you know, you'll be alright. As long as you are alive, that's what matters. Watching news in Germany, don't want to start a discussion, don't want to bother someone, but yeah. Yeah, we all feel the same way. I'm not going to start a discussion about that either, it's not the platform for it, but I will say that the person who makes the Nogoa intro music, so many of you here have probably seen the Nogoa music, the Nogoa series I have, and the intro for that is made by a Ukrainian music artist who has his own YouTube called Bagfest, and he messaged me to say that he was safe. Yeah, that's, I think, is everything I'll say about that. Crossfire, I haven't been in a long time since the end of 500-day challenge. Wow, that's a long time ago. Yeah, too bad I didn't catch the beginning today. How long have you been streaming? I have been on for about an hour. I'll be on for probably, as long as this takes, probably 2 more hours or so. Yeah, I will have a 1000-day stream too. Not quite there yet, but almost. You can also sprint against the wolves like this. Oh, okay. Didn't quite work, but yeah. Yeah. As you saw there, he hesitated. That's why it's more of a gimmick. The best thing to do when you have wolves is to have the torch, and then you just drop the torch and aim at them with the stone. So a wolf comes towards you, you just do this, drop it, aim at them, and they will run away. But you can also throw the torch at them, like I did there, or you can run at them, and then they will also run away. The problem is that it's kind of gimmicky, and it doesn't always work, so it's kind of, you know, it's not a great idea. So as you saw there, like, what happened there was the wolf actually ignored the charge I did, but because I had the torch, it stopped them. So yeah, it's something that I would recommend not doing. I'm just showing it off here as something you can do. Okay, let's see in here, anything else. Okay, so we're going to go to our first grave, which is over here. It's behind this yard here. Let's just first grab this stuff in this car. Hey, how you doing? This ivory is short. Anything? Yeah, Prybot. Nice, we'll take the Prybot. Here's our first grave. The 1 down and 5 to go. So you click it. Boom, and it gives you a note. And there we go. Catching up with was this challenge and what's happened so far. I haven't played Long Dark in a while either. Just type exclamation mark challenge and it will tell you. We need to visit 5 graves. You haven't missed much, just the spawn. Hey, how you all doing? So now we're going to go in here, and there's a few things you need to know. I'm not going to loot everything else there, it's not really necessary. We're going to spend the night here too. We're going to do some maintenance first. First, we're going to have a little look around though. And loot this stuff, in case there's anything useful. I have, how many matches do I have? A lot. So we don't, I might just let this burn out. Let's see. And we have the pry bar, so we can open these too. Is this clothing in there? No. Looks like we have another wool toque. That's
This'll come in
great.
handy.
We'll put that on. Makes things warmer. Some people asked me the other day, what does this mean? They hate the light. What does that mean? It's pretty straightforward. It just means that aurora wolves are afraid of light. So if you're playing on lower difficulties in a flashlight, you can use that to scare off aurora wolves. Or you can stay in the lights, the actual street lights, and that will also keep them off. Okay, so in here there's something very important that a lot of people don't know about, but it will be in a video I'm working on about hidden loot. In this area here, there is a secret stim that most people don't know about. So there's a few bonus stims in the game that are not guaranteed, but they can be there, and one is here. So when you come in through this door, and you're looking at where I'm looking, what you want to do is you want to go and break down a crate. You want to break down this crate right there that my finger is on here. This crate there, that one. That crate can have a stim in it. It's not guaranteed that it has a stim, but has a chance. And if there isn't a stim, there'll usually be something else in there that's good. So we're gonna go do that. Let me have some food first. Let's eat. Maybe it's not necessary. I might be able to do it. 300. Well, that's kind of close. We're gonna eat this, I think. First time I done the flare and stone trigger, so anxious I misused my controller and threw the stone instead of aiming. Yeah. Yeah, it's from the story. If you played story, it's very easy. Okay, so we're going to break this down, and we'll see what's in here. Takes an hour and a half, but doesn't really matter. And this time, we did not get a stim, but you can get a stim here. But if not, you get something like this. But this has a chance of a stim.
Tired to think straight.
Alright, so we're tired now, but we're going to wait a little bit before we sleep. Doesn't matter if we lose a little bit of health. I'm going to check around to see if there's any good loot, anything. We're going to have a look. Yeah, we'll take that. So we're going to loot this area. And then from here on, you have an option. You can choose to go to the hunting lodge.
I would say Norway is...
And you can get a stim that's there. Or you can just ignore it and leave the area. I think I've been eating this. Thank you for all the follows. Yeah, I think I agree. Crossfire. Let's see. I'm going to grab this cloth. Because I do want to do some repairs too. Because the main threat there is heat. So you want that. And this I can use for accelerant. Nice. Let's check if there's usually some candy or something here. Not today, I guess. 14 days. Oh, that's good, you know. It doesn't matter how long you take, as long as you finish it. The first time I ever tried this, I managed on my first attempt, but it took me 9 days to do it. My second attempt, I did it in 1 day and a half. Here's some more coal. Which we'll be using. I don't know how much else there is really to loot in here. Hacksaw we can pick up that might be useful. But I doubt it's going to be useful. But maybe. I might pick up this actually. How much water we got? We got enough, but we can still pick up this toilet water here. I missed chips. Oh, whoops. There are capture chips back there. Okay, we'll go get those. There is a emote you can use. You have to be subscribed though. But if you are subscribed, you can use this. And I'll see it and be like, oh, okay. Well. So let's see, where's these ketchup chips? Let's get them. Where were they? Were they on the ground there or something? I'm not sure where you're referring to.
eat anything right now.
Is it on this side? On the ground up the little stairs. Oh. Oh, here. I'm not sure on the they always said this candy. Oh. Isn't that here? Oh, that all the way back there. Oh. I'll go get them in the morning then. It's too slow. Right, we're gonna stay here. We're gonna do a little bit of repairs and then we're gonna leave. So we get some food. More matches, which is great. See if we got anything here. We got a tea. Let's loot all this. And to provide Kin to make an info for his hatchet, loot the area, everything else was in Coastal Highway. Okay, we'll check this too. But we're not going to loot much in this run, it's just now because it's the beginning of the game, in case there's anything useful. I'm going to take a little bit of fatigue damage here, but that's okay. We'll get the chips in the morning. No, in challenges the loot is random to a certain degree, but not completely random. But it depends. We need this. It depends though. This particular challenge has interloper loot, so some of the loot is predictable. Okay, so I picked up some cloth, so I would like to repair. We can harvest these. We're not going to use those. We're going to get some cloth, do some repairs. Then we're going to do some preparing of mushrooms and what have you. And let's see here. These are decent condition already. These are not great. The rest is okay. This is pretty bad, but it's bad condition to begin with. We'll repair this. There we are. And then we are going to do these as far as that allows.
I could eat anything.
So we have a lot of teas for this journey. I don't know if we need any more teas, to be honest. We don't have any bandages, so I think I'll make a couple of those. Then we're going to sleep and not take any more damage. So what we could do now, we could go to Hunting Lodge and get a stim there, but it's not really necessary, in my opinion, to do that. We're going to eat... yeah, we're going to eat this. Because if we get food poisoning now, it doesn't make a difference. Because we're going to sleep anyway. Let's just eat this. We'll eat this too. We might get well fed, you see, as well. A little bonus. Musical fruit. I just noticed it said that. Musical fruit. Okay, there we are. And we're actually... Let's drop that. And yeah, we can refill this. So we can head now to Hunting Lodge and get that stim, but we don't need to. Get some sleep here. And we're going to head to Ashtura Valley now. So we're going to head back where we came from. We don't have a bedroll, so we need to be a little bit careful with that. But before we go, we're going to make a couple of these
I could eat a horse.
Teas.
That's saying a lot because I love horses.
Yes, Astrid. So we're going to start a fire here. Cook some teas. Go. Oh, actually, I was going to use the accelerant, but I forgot. Because we have so much of it. Yeah, well, there we go. We failed anyway, so use that. There we go. Yes, I'll get the ketchup chips. I'm going to put in these things. How many torches do I have? 5, okay. So let's make some teas here. I'm not going to gamble on finding a can opener. So we're going to cook these two. Let's get these ketchup chips. You guys have eyes of eagles. So you're talking about here? Oh yeah, I see them. I was looking this way, but they're here. Nice.
What have we
Thank
here?
you. I tried ketchup chip once. Some viewers sent it to me. Slick, Subversive, and Stabbing Squid, who are in chat. They sent it to me and my wife. Very nice stuff. Yeah, exactly what Crossfire said. We're gonna make a few of these teas. Don't think we need water. We do actually need water, so we're gonna make these. Okay, they're going to burn, but we don't mind that. That means we have a lot of teas. We're doing with water. And we can make one more tea, I think. Yeah, lay chips is kind of like ketchup chips, isn't it? You try breadcrumbs shaped in a mini cube. Okay. Okay, so before we go, I'm going to sleep a bit more and grab some torches. Because I would like to be fully rested for the journey up to Hush River Valley. Wow, these are terrible torches, but okay.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
We're going to sleep a little bit more, just so I have more energy, because I want to outrun this cold. Before we do anything like that, though, let's eat some food. Just for well-fed bonus, really. And then we're going to sleep a little bit. So let's sleep about 3 hours. And then it'll be warmer outside also. If we do go hungry, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so we're going to leave now. Before I do that, I'm just going to see if I can dump something. Because I'm quite heavy. I don't really need this. I don't need this. We don't need that many books. How much tinder? Oh, we have 2 of these. Let's actually make these tenders first. It's lighter. And we should be fine with fires because we have oil. So let's do that, and let's drop some of these. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, cool. We could heat up the teas, but I don't think it'll be necessary. Alright. Really bad torches, but that's okay. So we're going to head out of here now. We could head to the hunting lodge. Because the hunting lodge has a stim in it. And Ravine has a stim too. But we don't need it, really. We only need 1 stim. And that's in Marsh Ridge. Okay, I'm going to have the marine flare out, because if there's a wolf here, it might be too windy. Let's see. Ah, there he is, yeah. We should be good. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, we have this torch. So if he follows us, we got that. The wind died, so we can just go. And it doesn't matter if we get tired, because we're going to use the stim to climb up into Milton. That's the only time we really need a stim. All the other times we can sleep. If we find a bedroll, though, that's a big bonus, but it's not essential to find one. Yeah, we're going to head to HRV now. And I can show you a shortcut. Actually, let me sort this out because my computer is giving these hibernation things all the time. Let's just see options. Yeah. Oh, okay. Never. There we are. Thank you. Yeah, but my screen was turning itself off all the time. So we're going to leave here. We are done with Broken Railroad. Now heading to HRV. So a little bit zigzaggy this challenge, but... And we don't have a bedroll, so we're a bit limited where we can sleep. In Fallen Muskeg, we can only really sleep... there's 2 places we can sleep, but... We're gonna use a stim to climb up the rope. We're gonna sleep in Milton, so it doesn't really matter if we get tired, as long as we are fine by the time we get to Milton. We don't need this. And you can just walk across this landslide here. It's very, very easy. And it's not particularly cold because it's late in the day. We have okay clothing. It's still, if it was bad weather, you could wait. You can start a fire. So it's not that hard so far. Usually wanted to park at Milton before the climbing area. I could grab one there before hitting HV. Well, if you're talking about stims, Shady Eyes, there's a stim in Marsh Ridge. There's not one in Milton. But there's one in Fallen Muskeg, though. Oh, bedroll. Oh, there. Yeah, that's not a guaranteed spawn. That's not a guarantee. But it could be there. We're going to go there on the way out, so we could find it there. Alright, see you, Slick. Yeah. So we don't need... you can do this challenge without bedrolls, and I have done it several times. And but you can't do it without stims. But if you want to speedrun it, for example. But we're just gonna take it fairly slow, and we'll pick up a bedroll if we find it. But we're not gonna go looking for it. It just makes our lives a little bit easier. But for the most part, we're going to stop in areas that already have beds. It doesn't really make much difference. Yes, so Healthy Jet, has a good question here that there's a bug. So this walkthrough here will also be put on YouTube. So if you, the viewer who's watching this right now, if you're watching from YouTube and you're in the future, then when you head to Milton, you'll probably be okay. But at the moment of this recording, there is a bug where if you go to the farmhouse in Milton, there often isn't a key to the farm, and it's a bug they're working on. This wolf shouldn't be too much of an issue. So there is a shortcut here. There is a shortcut up to Marsh Ridge. We're not going to do it though, because then you don't have to worry about it. But there is a way to just sneak up there. It's not that hard. But we're not going to do it. We're going to do the usual route. I want to check here though, because it's usually some loot here. Yeah, I have had the bug on a few test runs I did. Let's grab these for some food. Probably scare off this wolf too. Oops. Not much here, just this. Get rid of this wolf before this torch blows out. There's some cattails here. I'm going to grab these two. And hopefully this torch won't blow out, but if it does, then it does. Did they add challenges? No, they didn't. No. You can run across this if you want, but you don't have to. We can just take the road around. Oh, it blew out. If that's the case, let's see. Can I maybe run across here? No. Then we'll go to plan B. We'll go around. We have a flare. And if you're worried about the wolves, don't worry too much about it. You can still make a fire here. We just need to get the cover, and then we can scare off the wolf. Or, what we could do is just go this way. Just go around. You know, the wolf is going to leave us alone. I think you can run across here. No, you can't. Must be further up. You can just run across here and avoid the wolf entirely. Just go around like this. You don't have to go over there. Because we're going to head up the river. That is over there. You can see the delta, whatever that's called. You're going to head up there. And we can grab some cattails while we're at it, just to get some more food. There is a shortcut up there, but if you want to see the shortcut I'm talking about, you can check out my speedrun for As the Dead Sleep, or my speedrun for Escape the Darkwalker, and you'll see me do it. It's not that hard. I think I also do it in my tournament run. Oh yeah. And I'm going to grab these cattails. Wind has stopped. Alright, so let's keep going. Cattail Simulator, exactly. I'm going to keep running. We don't really need the teas much because we've been quite fortunate with the weather. It's not that cold. There's a wolf. I think that should be a problem, but we can throw this stone though. I pretty much ignored it. Hey Lima, how are you doing? So now we're going to head up this... Oh, should be able to make it across it, yeah. Gonna run up this river here.
I could eat a horse.
And head out of Muskeg. And we don't need a fire yet because we are pretty warm. It's also late in the day, so we're quite warm. We now are gonna become heavier. If you didn't know how it worked, if you look at the stamina meter or fatigue meter, you can now see that the eye symbol, we're about over halfway drained. So when that symbol of the eye, the fatigue meter, when that's halfway drained or more, you start losing carrying capacity. It starts going down. So once it crosses that line, you start to get heavy if you weren't before. Just so you know that. We're going to go through this cave over here because there's coal in there. You don't need to go this way, of course. You can go... You can use a shortcut, or you can use this another shortcut here. Actually, I don't know if it is a shortcut. I've always used it ever since I first tried the Long Dark, but it doesn't make much difference. There's the KO I was talking about. We might as well grab some cattails just to get some more energy. Been looting Blackrock today. Thought Timberwolves are going to be deadlier than they had been. It's still scary though. Yeah, Timberwolves have been begging for a patch for a while, because when Timberwolves came out, they were marketed as these wolves they could only be scared of by either killing them or using marine flares. In the beginning, that's what we did, but I don't know if they changed it or it bugged or what, but they are really, really buggy. And if you watch the beginning of this video, you'll see that the Timberwolves are just completely bugging out. They are just... and they are scared of everything too. So you can go up this way, go up right here, and then you can get into Marsh Ridge. So you can just walk up right here, right there, and then you get up there. But we're going to go through this way because we're going to check for coal in here. We can also find a bedroll here, but I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to go through, and we don't need rocks or anything. We're just going to check for coal. We probably don't even need this coal because we're not really struggling with the cold yet. So I don't know if we'll be needing it, to be honest, but still. I'll leave that piece of coal there. Timberwolves are not much of a threat as long as there's no wind. If you have a torch and just look at them, they will just run away all the time. So they aren't really much of a threat, they're more of a nuisance. But I presume at some point they are going to patch that. Alright, let's see what we got in here. If anything. Got some more coal. I'll grab some of these and we'll see if how much we carry them. How much in it? What? I thought I just change the thing. Do you think Valdemar is a difficult region to settle down in? No, not particularly, no. There's a common challenge to try and master this region. Because there's so many cattails, so you're never going to start with food. You have the forge, which is kind of like a base. You have the cave, this cave, and the cave to Bleak Inlet you can stay in indoors. And there's a few other caves too. So it's not particularly hard. It's a pretty good region. It's just hard to navigate because of all the ice, but you get used to it. Look at this place. Alright. We're now coming out here. There could be a moose here, but there won't be because we saw the moose marking is a different place. Let me just have a look here. This is it. 2 hours. Right. Are the beds in? Yes, there's beds in Spencer's farm and in the cave to Bleak Inlet. Might be other ones, but I'm not sure. And now we're going to go here. So here's the way out to Milton. We're going to go there. But before we do, we're going to check over here. Because there's a guaranteed stim here, which we're going to use to get up to Milton. If it's not here, then it's some sort of bug, because it is supposed to be here always. Liam is a good name, check it. So here there should be a stim, and there is. Here it is. This stim is always here. This is an interloper stim. They'll always be found in this particular region, in this particular location, always. And for some reason, As Dead Sleep follows interloper rules, so we have a stim. And we're going to use it to climb up to Milton Beaches. I'm going to sort out some inventory, though, before we do. Dump a few things. We don't need that many books, for example. We don't need this much coal. It's too heavy. It's way too heavy. So we can dump that. And I think we'll also just eat some stuff. I can make more water later. Oh yeah. Still heavy now, but we won't be heavy later. Give me one more of these. Forgot about the one in farm. Yeah. Yeah, the wolf can bug out there. Yeah, there's also a few snow shelters. I think you will always find a snow shelter, but it varies where it is. But they will degrade. Yeah, no, I don't like dumping coal either, but we don't really need it because we're doing so well with both health and cold. So we don't really need it. We're heavy now, but as long as we're not heavy when we use the stim, we're good. Now we're here, we need to be a little bit careful of the moose spawn. Because if there is a moose, we need to not get stumped. It would suck if that happened. We can recover from it, but it would be annoying. And it doesn't matter if we get fully fatigued. So here we are into Milton. And we have fog, which isn't great. So I'm going to grab this. Get this out in case I run into a wolf. I do want to check the destroyed hut over here.
Find a place to rest.
Because very often you can find some food there. So I'm going to do that. Hey, Curiosity! It's nice to see you. Everyone, if you'd like to check out a different streamer, check out Curiosity. She's a very good Long Dark player. She even has played the Long Dark blindfolded. Which I thought of doing, but I thought it was a bit too gimmicky to do it alone, but she had a great idea to play it blindfolded, so she was blindfolded, and then I'm not sure if it was your friend or your boyfriend or who that was, but someone else who was new to the game played the game, and then she would tell him what to do while she was blindfolded. Very impressive stuff. So if you want to check out that streamer, check her out. Yeah, I thank you for the sub. Let me actually, but I think the mods are out, so we'll do like this. I have to do it myself. Yeah, you can't play it blindfolded. Well, you can play it blindfolded, but it's practically impossible because there is no there is no way you can use sound to your advantage. So playing the game blindfolded is almost impossible. The way it is done, and there's a couple people that have done it, is that normally you play it blindfolded, but then a different person will spectate you, and that person will tell you what to do. So he or she will say, oh, go left, go right, and so on. For example, the streamer Goon, I don't think he's here now, but if you want to check him out, this is Goon. Goon, I think it's _TV. No, it's not. It's like this.
I can't feel
Goon, he is a Long Dark streamer. He did it blindfolded, and the way he had a friend of his spectate him and tell him what to do. We don't need these pots anymore. We can just have 2 of these. So he did that, but the problem with playing blindfolded that way is that it becomes a lot of precision. So for example, if I'm going to pick this up, I'll be like, where's the firewood? It's in front of you. Okay. No, stop, go left. Okay, left. No, to your right. Okay, right. You see, and you go like this until eventually, no. Okay, got it. See, it's a lot of back and forth. The way Curiosity did instead was a more smoother way, where she was blindfolded, so the narrator is blindfolded, but then the person playing isn't. And then she just instructed the player what to do while blindfolded. So that's a cool thing. I don't know if you saved that stream, Curiosity, but if you haven't, you should save it. I have thought about doing it blindfolded myself, but it's kind of pointless. You end up just walking into a wall. If you spawn in Hushru Valley, I could probably do it blindfolded by myself for a while, because I can tell by the sounds where I am, but even then, it's hard. Okay, so we're gonna head out of here. How much food is there on this guy? Half a kilo. I might actually take that. Getting cold anyway. I might make a fire over here and cook it. Because there's a lot of cattails too. I just want the food really. I'm just gonna do this. Put that on. And then I'm just going to do this and this. Yeah, there's too many nice streamers. Yeah, Rand is great. He was on earlier, but he's not on right now. I think he raided Dist. And then he went off. Rand is great. I think he's doing much better now as well. I don't like that it's foggy here because there is a moose spawn here and I really don't want to run into the moose. But if you're in this situation and you're not entirely sure where you are, just start a fire and wait it out. Okay, it's ready. We might as well eat this, I say. Unless it's bad, or it's very bad. I think we'll not eat it yet then. But we can make some teas. We'll make water actually. Let's eat this. And we can make 1 tea. Yeah, that's good enough. See if we can get out of here. I need to be a little bit careful that there isn't a moose here, because if there is, that's tricky. I think we'll be okay. I don't hear the moose. You can usually hear the moose from quite far away because of the hooves it's got. Oh, it is here. See that? There, right there is the moose, hidden in the fog. We need to scare the moose away, so we're gonna scare it off. Run. Good. It ran away. Good. It ran off into the Very good. Because that moose, if it stumps me, you can still salvage the run because you just use the stim for the ropes. But it's going to slow you down so much. I think I would have just tried to get food and waited out, maybe. Yeah, the community is fantastic. We always recommend each other. It's the only community I know of where we continuously recommend each other because everyone's very close. And if you are regular in the community, as for example in the chat, if you start streaming, it takes very short time for you to reach affiliate because people know who you are. So there's been many people who has been regulars in chat and then they started streaming and they grew very, very quickly. For example, Chef Maria or Helgadar, they were active in the chats for a long time and then they started streaming and then they got affiliate very quickly. I was the same. I was in the Long Dark community for about 2 years, maybe a year and a half before I started streaming. I was active in Shardul's chat, in Kimiota's chat, Once and Only's chat, Goon's chat, and some others. And then one day I decided I'll just try streaming out. And I think I reached the goal for affiliate in like 3 days or something like that. Because people just sent everyone over. Yeah, that was the the moose. Nice. Hey, Kraken, how you doing? Nice to see you. Another great streamer. Okay, we're gonna climb up here. We're gonna use our stim now. If I didn't have the stim, this would be a little bit tricky. I think I'm going to start a new torch. But actually, I will probably drop it. Oh, my weight's fine. We can maybe drop a couple of these. We don't really need them. In fact, we don't need any of them. Okay, so we're going to use a stim now. And this will actually get us all the way up there or just under. The only thing is foggy, but it should be fine. So let's go. Hype train is ready to leave the station. Oh, that's nice. I love the raid trains in the community. Yeah, I love right at the end of the stream we leave it up. And it'll still going next to. Yes, that's true. The rating is fantastic. Okay. Let's head up here. Seems like we got a little bit of bad wind or something. This will take us all the way to the top or maybe expire just before. Hey, Wow Day. Nice to see how you're doing. Yeah, the tournaments also is really, really fun. A lot of people have asked if they can join, but of course it's too late. But they have the code, so they can do it themselves if they want. And this should take us all the way up here. And then we'll see if we can find a key to the farm. There we are. So one stim gets you all the way up. Oops. And we're going to head to the farm. And if you had lost health by now, then you got it back by just this. Now, we're going to see if we can find a key to the farm. But as mentioned earlier, this particular run is being performed at a time when there is a bug in this area where the key to the farm isn't necessarily there. It's bugged out. So there is a chance now that we won't find the key simply because it's bugged. If you're watching this in the future, then most likely you are watching it at a time when this has been patched. And if that's the case, you will find the key to this farm here among these places. It will usually be in this truck here, or in the shelf, or in here, or on a corpse. But there's a possibility it won't be here now. We'll see. Let's see if it's not visible or anything. Doesn't look like it. Let's also check in here. Yeah, tournament's great. The bug was introduced with the introduction of Blackrock, I believe. Let's see any wolves, but just in case. Oh, we have a hammer. Well, we don't need the hammer, so we can leave that. Oh, what was that about? Animated weirdly. Let's check that as well. We're going to sleep in here if we can. If not, we'll go to Grey Mother's. Corpse, no corpse. Okay. So this usually will be on a corpse in here, or in this blue car, or inside this tract on the floor, or behind the actual farm. Ah, we have it here. It did not bug out. So here's one of the locations. There we go. We found the key. Didn't bug out. Oh, nice. You can actually now go inside. So we're going to spend the night here, and then regenerate some stamina. Boom, boom. And we have so many matches, as you can see, that we can safely use in the lighted torch, but we also have the lantern. So yeah, the bug is quite annoying, but they will fix it. Socks, better than nothing. Toilet water, yum yum. And we might as well loot this area just in case there's any food or anything. Oh, look at this ski jacket.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Very nice. And thin wool sweater, also very nice, which is definitely better than this. So we'll take that. Shoes, they might be better, but I don't think so. No, not better. I don't think I can be able to loot all this stuff. But I will loot the kitchen, because the kitchen can have coffee. So we're going to do that. I was going to start a fire too, because we have a 6 stove here, so we can do multiple fires at once. Oh, maple syrup. How about that? Another tea. There's usually some food in here too. Usually in here. There we are. There we are. Good stuff. I'm actually going to make a fire here. We can turn this off. Let's also eat something. Cattails has dessert. Yeah, exactly. Great bed delicacies. You can just do this. And then put on a bunch of sticks. And grab this for better lighting. And then we'll just put this on here. I think that's it. Yeah. So here I'm going to make 1 liter. And 1 liter. And then make teas. And we'll also cook this. Charcoal is only used for mapping, nothing else. I know in other games it's used for other things, but in this game it's only used for mapping. Yeah, let's loot a couple other things while we're at it. We can pick this up, I don't think it will do any good. Anything else here? For gunpowder. Is charcoal used for making gunpowder?
I'll take it.
I don't remember using it for that. Isn't gunpowder just like cloth and stumping powder? Or is it charcoal too? No. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, it's 2 things. It's only used for 2 things. 2 things. 2 things only. Gunpowder was added with Bleak Inlet. Cooking level 2 doesn't really change anything, but there we are. And then we can also do this. Ah, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Because I almost never make it, so I don't really think about it. You are right. You do need it for gunpowder too. I think that's it of that. Yeah. Let's do this then. Make one of these. What rank am I in Overwatch? I don't really do competitive. I find it too stressful. But when I did, I was platinum. platinum damage and high. No, sorry, I was diamond damage and platinum tank. That's it. I think that's it for this. We're gonna take these two. I'm gonna go sleep. Yeah, I think I made it once. Yeah, I've only ever made gunpowder once, and it was on my 500-day interloper run, just to do it for the fun of it. That's the only time I ever made it. Alright, so let's see. Hey Blades, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Alright, let's sort some stuff out. We need some food. Now I can eat this, because it doesn't matter if I get food poisoning now, because we're going to sleep anyway. So we're going to eat this stuff here. And we'll also eat some of these. If you want to speedrun this challenge, you can more or less do what I'm doing now, except you do it much faster. And you just don't worry about food and that. Just kind of walk through everything. The key to a successful speedrun is pretty much just doing the route faster and also finding coffee. Alright, and I think that's it. So we're gonna sleep now. Guess you need gunpowder for the noisemakers also, but noisemakers aren't that important. Let's sleep. We're gonna run to HRV and then we'll sleep again in Milton on the way back. HRV is gonna be very quick. It's not gonna take long at all. We're not gonna go to the signal fire because we don't need to. I'm gonna sleep some more. We're gonna sleep 3 hours. I think it's 2 hours, but we'll put 3. Yeah, that's right. But I don't really. The noisemakers are not that great weapons. Okay, so let's sort out our inventory a bit before we go out. So, do I need to repair anything? These are all good condition. This is better than that. Get rid of this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We got 11 degrees. Nothing is really bad quality. Ah, this one could be repaired actually. Let's try and repair that. Oh, sounds like there's a blizzard outside, so we're gonna wait for that to pass. We'll do some more repairs while we wait. Let's repair this. Terrible clothing anyway. I'm not gonna go outside in the blizzard, so I can repair this. It's half a degree. And we can harvest this stuff. While we wait for this blizzard to pass. Oh, it looks like we have well fed. Look at that, well fed. Now we can carry more stuff. I'm probably gonna sleep though, because I would like this blizzard to pass. I mean, I know where to go, but if you're watching this, you're probably not comfortable going out in the blizzard, so we'll wait it out. Jinx. I'll sleep for 2 hours is fine. I think it just ended, so let's go. And we're quite well with carry weight. So we're gonna go to HRV now. Yeah, we are good, so let's go. In case there's a wolf here. There is a wolf. And one is gonna ignore the wolf. But if it gets too close, I'll just use my torch. Yeah, we're gonna head to HRV now straight, and then we're gonna come back here. We're probably gonna sleep in Grandmother's house or some such, or maybe Orca Station, and then continue to Ravine and Desolation Point. Once we got them through these two, it's pretty easy. I need to asset sleep, so I haven't done any other challenge except for Dark Book. Yeah, you should, but you've done no Goa Blades, so you'll be fine. After getting such a back, well, I can't imagine a world with only 30 kilo carry capacity. Yeah, I know, right? I have that in my tournament because I have broken ribs, so I have all of those things, and I still can only carry 30. And this temperature is very warm because I repaired all the clothing I found, so I have plus 12 warmth, and we're in the afternoon. Afternoon is the warmest part of the day. If you are doing this challenge and you're struggling with the temperature, make sure you just light fires along the way and drink teas to stay warm, and you'll be fine. And if you're still struggling, you should wait until it's afternoon. So when the sun is like this, but once it's past noon, so between noon and evening, the day in the long dark is very warm. So you don't need to worry about cold at that point. So if you want to be extra safe, you just wait until the afternoon, and then you'll go out instead of 5 now. So we have quite a lot of food, so I think I'm going to leave these cattails for now. I'm going to head straight to HRV. We could sleep in this trailer if we want to, but there's no point. We should be fine energy-wise, so... I'm doing my entire tournament run with broken ribs because I got broken ribs on day 10. And when I was 1 day away from curing it, I got broken ribs again. So here's the trailer, but we don't really need anything in the trailer, so we're going to leave that. 54.99 kilo gang. Yeah. And in the late game also you almost never get heavy because you're carrying the same thing all the time. You're carrying your tools and your bow and some food. I pretty much, whenever I'm traveling on my main run, I just pile up on food and drink, like 3 or 4 liters of drink. And then whatever's left, put it in food, and then I run to wherever I want to go, and I eat and sleep and repeat. Pretty much. Yeah, broken ribs is terrible. This wolf is just not going to be much of a problem, but the wolves can attack you like this. If they're following you like this, 90% of the time you don't have to worry about it. They're too far away, they're not really an issue. However, the wolves can sprint to try and catch up to you, and if they do that, they can end up getting too close, and then they will actually attack you. And if that happens, you have to fend them off. Alright. You can now head in here. Now I'm going to go to HRV. This one, the first time I did this, this grave, I couldn't actually find it because I had never seen anyone do the challenge. So I was doing it live on stream, and the first time I ever did this, I had never seen anyone do it, and I didn't look it up, so I didn't know where the graves were. So in HRV, I went to the signal fire because it looked like it was there, but it's not there. It's underneath the signal fire. So then I had the billy goat down, and all this while Kimioto was watching. Kimioto was in my chat, he was spectating me, and he was saying, "Is it up here?" "Oh, I'm not saying anything, you know." And then the last one was Timberwolf Mountain, and I didn't know where that one was either. On the map, it looked like the grave was in the middle of the lake. That can't be right. And a blizzard hit, so I couldn't find it. So I just had to wait like a whole day for the blizzard to end, and then I found it. Well, here it's pretty easy. This is a very quick one. We're just going to go straight to it. You can see on the map here, it's here. We're now coming out of I think we're here now. Yeah, and it looks like at the signal fire, but it's not. It's underneath the signal fire by the rope to Moose Valley. So we're going to just head there, and then we're going to head back, and then we're done. If you really want to, if you're struggling with loot and warmth, you could always stay in Hashra Valley. You can always stay in Hashra Valley for a day if you like, and you can go around and loot the signal fire and the cache in the caves, and you can get quite a lot of good loot and warm clothing. So if you made it this far in your challenge, but now you're struggling, well, then maybe you could have a look around Hushdura Valley, because there's some really good loot here. You can watch my Hushdura Valley spawn video if you want a guide on this region. I even have a mini-map in that video that tracks where I am. So if you want to learn where all the good loot is, you can watch that. And then you can go around getting it, and by the time you've made this second grave and got the loot in Hushdura Valley, you'll be pretty much golden to go. Yeah. Yeah, don't get your ribs broken. Yeah, that's right. Maybe going to check. Well, you can. Oh, sorry. What you can do here is, instead of going down, now we're going to go down here. What you can do instead is you can go up this way, and you'll cross another wood bridge. And what happens is that you'll find a. You'll end up on the top of this stone ledge we're going to cross now. There's a bear in this area, by the way, so be a little bit careful of the bear. I don't see him though. But you'll end up on the top of this, and there can be a campfire up there with some miscellaneous loot. So you can do that. Looks like we got a clear day. Look at that. There's sometimes a wolf here, so I'm going to grab this, have it out. The bear shouldn't be this close, so we should be right. Here is our deer carcass. How is that for food? A little bit, but not much. So up here is the grave we're going to go to. Yeah, in the beginning when I started streaming Curiosity, Kimiota watched me. He helped me a lot to get started, because I was very active in Kimiota's chat before I started streaming, so I watched him a lot. I've been following him for like 3 years or so. So when I started streaming, he came into my chat many times. The first 2 days I streamed, I often had 2 viewers, and that was one of them was Kimiota, and he would like ask me stuff like, "Hey, try this out, try that out," and we test things out. And then later, when more people started watching me, he would still sometimes pop by and he would point things out, you know. Yeah, this is the second grave. So there we go. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, I forgot, but I actually earlier turned off the music because I wanted so you can hear my voice, but I like the music, so we're going to turn it back on. Because it plays this music when you reach the graves. And that's it for HRV. We don't need anything else. If you want to stay here, you can. You can check the signal fire out, which is up there. Get some good loot. Go into the ice caves, which is the entrance is right. Is it there or over there? I think it is. Get some really good loot. But meh, we don't need it. I mean, this isn't a survival run. You just need to complete the challenge. So let's just leave. You can, of course, play As Dead Sleep as a survival mode. Which some people have done. Most notably Kimiota did it. He survived 500 days in As Dead Sleep. But it's not fun. If you are going to do a difficult challenge for yourself for survival, you should instead do a no-goa or a version of no-goa. As Dead Sleep isn't fun because... well, for one thing, if you have a single attack on you, you'll die, but... Well, you'll not die, but you'll lose a lot of health. But since there's no deer, no rabbits, that means that your main source of food is wolf, bear, and moose. I'm going up this way, but this is actually a shortcut. The correct way, we can just go the correct way, because I went down here, is to go around here. And then you go up this path here. Yeah. Oh, no, not here. It's further, sorry. I have to go around. There we are. Careful with the bear here. You go up here. Or just around here. You can go on the snow also. You go here. And then you go up this way. And you come back to where I just was when I entered this region. But you can do a shortcut up there, like I was doing. It is a little bit fiddly, but you can do it. But yeah, if you do As Dead Sleep as a survival run, you end up just fishing. If you watch Kimiota, he has a 500-day run in this. You'll see that he has a gigantic fishing base because he sits there fishing all day. Fish, 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 fish. And he gets a ton of food, ton of water, ton of oil, because you get bored kind of like hunting wolves and deer all the time. There isn't really anything to do as such. It's strange how just removing health regeneration and deer and rabbits make the game actually less fun. It makes it more challenging but less fun. So because of that, I've never tried to do As Dead Sleep as a survival mode. It's just not fun to me. No Goa even is something I don't particularly enjoy because it's too brutal. I think if I had to make my own version of Nagoa, I would put on health regeneration to low, which is how it works with Dead World, where you regenerate very, very slowly, like 1% every 4 hours or wherever it is, but only while awake. I think I would have that on, and maybe even Birch Bark Tea on, and then the rest will be regular Nagoa. Then it'd be more fun. Then it would be like Interloper, but a little bit harder, and that's better. When you get permanent health loss, it's too debilitating, and you feel like you're dancing on a knife's edge. You need to do things perfect, or you just lose. And some people really like that, but I don't really like that. So for that reason, I don't really like or want to do a As Dead Sleep survival challenge. Nagoa is a bit more fun because you have more animals and more loot. But even then, it's like it's okay. The most fun about doing Nagoa is just to see how far you can go. How far can you survive Nagoa? That's kind of like the main challenge there. Yeah. Yeah, I like Blade say you can do Interloper but turn off or slow down recovery. That also works just fine. Alright, hold on. Let's see here. Look. My mod is working, so I'm doing this. Yeah. Hey, Lady, how are you doing, Lady? Lady's another streamer. By the way, I haven't been shouting people out because the mods aren't here. Let me just shout some people out. Oops, what did I just do? So, Blades. I think wasn't Alex G here earlier. There he is, yeah. And also, I don't know if I missed anyone else. I think everyone is allowed to shout. No, actually, I think maybe it's mods only. I'm not sure. Yes, what Lima said, no health regeneration basically means you have less creativity in the game, and I agree with that. So when I play on my main run or just regular Interloper for walkthroughs, you know, I often deliberately take cold damage because I want to get there faster, or I want to explore something, or whatever. So it allows having regeneration on, even if it's reduced health regeneration, like an Interloper, it's reduced. It allows you the mobility to explore the world as you would like to do it, as you would like to move around freely and check things out. But if you turn off health regeneration, then you take away that freedom, and that makes it less fun, in my opinion. So now that we're here, we could go collect another stim if we wanted to. We could go now to the left and go up to the plane crash and grab a stim. But we don't really need it. Look at how well we're doing. We got nearly full health. We got 2 graves. We got decent amount of stuff. We don't really need a stim. If anything, it would be handy to have a stim as a kind of like backup solution in case we get stuck and need to climb. But even then, nah, we're gonna find 2 or 3 more stims anyway, because the stim we have to go to the ravine, and there's a stim there. We have to go through Sin Hill's mine, there's a stim there. So we're not going to be struggling with stims, so there's no point. We're going to head to Grey Mother's house now. Grab a couple things there. All I need is coffee, yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Lima, you have the same mindset as me. So you should treat health as a fifth meter. That you don't need to have it topped all the time. Some people are very aversive to it, and they've sort of said that the main reason they don't play Interlope and that sort of thing is because they are so aversive to losing health that they just can't do it. They have to stay top health all the time, and therefore they find it very difficult to move. And if you're gonna play like that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it will limit how you explore. It's the only thing. I think I'm going to sleep here in Greymother's house, and then we're going to go to the Orca station and sleep a little bit more there. Coffee is life, yeah. Are there any guaranteed coffee spawns? Yes. Pleasant Valley Farm usually has coffee. I don't think it's guaranteed. Summit is guaranteed to have coffee. And I think actually, no, I think that's the only one, because these other places, they're not guaranteed, they're just very likely. I think Summit's the only guaranteed place for coffee. There's some places that very often have coffee, like Pleasant Valley Farm often has coffee, Signal Hill often has coffee. The cave near the rope to Timberwolf Mountain often has coffee, but they're not guaranteed. No. Hey dude, I'm one of you on your YouTube that was having a baby. Oh, that was you, Frequently Dumb. Congrats on the baby. I made it to stream like I said. Just want to say hi and bye. Oh, great. Congrats so much, Frequently Dumb, on your baby. Yeah, he was in my community chat, and he said, I think it's a he, sorry if I got that wrong, but there was a baby was coming, and the baby was born, and then he went to check out the stream after. That's great. Congrats. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. The health is a resource, and if you can't replenish it, then it's not as fun. I'm gonna grab this. I want to stay on top of food and water. Check out clothing too. We don't need to repair anything really, so we're quite good at the moment. Yeah, congrats. Frequently Dumb. What a name. We'll check this in case it's clothing. And remember when you're in Greymother's house to check the secret area for loot. Not much good in there, but there's something. Yes, I will continue the Nagoa series, yes. It's just having a break now, but I will continue it. It's on a break, but it will continue. I just wanted to focus on doing other things first. So if you didn't know already, there's a secret area here in Greymother's house that you should always check. It's in here, in this storage room. There's this cloth. There's usually loot behind it. You can sometimes see what there is by going over like this. But if you break this down, you'll get loot. It varies what the loot is. In this case, we have gunpowder. You can find all sorts of things. The best loot you can possibly find, in my opinion, is you can find a cured maple sapling in there. That's the best I've ever found. So that means if you play on Interlope, but technically speaking, it's possible to get the bow on day 4. Alright, so let's sort this out. We found combat leggings. Combat pants, rather. That's great. Let's just drop this. Let's drop all the stuff. I didn't realize I picked it with me. Don't need to repair it. It's pretty good condition. Let's eat all this stuff. Let's eat this. And let's have a drink. Yeah, alright. Let's see you Frequently Dumb. And congrats. We're gonna sleep 10 hours. Doesn't matter if you're the troughs on the left or right. Yes, it does matter, but in this case, it's not a biggie. It matters because some of them are it's the outer slot, and some is the inner slot. So that will dictate what gets hit by the wind or what gets destroyed first by animals. So here you can see, if you can't remember which is which, just look at what I'm wearing. See? So you see that this one here is the one the character's actually wearing. If I do it the other way around, like this, you'll see now it's the jeans on the outside. So that means that that's what I'm wearing on the outside. So things like the wind resistance and the water resistance and the protection is going to play a role only on the outside. So it does matter, but in practice, I pretty much just ignore it. I don't really pay attention to it in practice, except for the accessibility slot here. I always have the satchel here and the air wraps here. Okay, there's a blizzard out, but that's okay because we're going to just go to the Orca station and we're going to sleep a bit more there, so we can just run through the blizzard. It doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't mention it now. We're going to go out in the blizzard normally. Don't need to do this, but we're literally just going to follow the roads until we get there. And this will be a good example actually, because we'll get a little bit wet doing it and you can see what I mean. Tina said cured saplings can be implanted behind houses in Thompson's Crossing. Does that happen on Lopa too? I've never seen that tactical pajamas. Now you mentioned, maybe I've seen it on lower difficulties, maybe, but I've never seen it on Interloper. Alright, so here we are at the Orca station. And if you now look on the, if you look here, you see how they have this wetness factor? You see they all are on the outside. So it's this one, and this one, and this one. If I had this here, this will be the same. So you see the outer layers are the ones that get wet. This one doesn't get wet. This doesn't get wet. So the layers matter in that sense. Okay. We're gonna grab some food and whatnot here. You don't really need much. There's some basic food. We're not even going to take everything. Just the basics that we need.
Okay.
I don't really need much more. We'll take this. Take this too. Blue cooler, yeah, I forgot to do the blue cooler. There's also ketchup chips there. Usually not any drinks. We'll also check this, seeing as it's windy out. I don't know. Why does this keep happening? Yeah, that's a good start. Oh, we got the bedroll. Makes things a little bit easier. Sleep 2 hours, then we're going to continue. From now on, from here on, it's going to be pretty straightforward. Because we have everything we need, we got decent clothing. We just need to stay alive, really. So now we have the bedroll too, so I can sleep if I need to. We're now just going to keep moving from one place to another. The two hardest areas are kind of done, except for, I guess, what should we call it? Desolation Point. We might make a fire at the bottom of this, just to avoid getting cold. Well, now we're pretty golden. Let's check in here quick. Got matches.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
That's a strange play. These are not guaranteed, so it's unusual that they're there. Yeah. We could warm up some teas actually. But I think we won't do that right here. I'll just pass a little bit of time there to regenerate the sprint meter. Not completely though, but... Now we're going to climb down. It is possible to billy goat down this particular route, but it's a little bit fiddly. I wouldn't really recommend doing it. And there's one wolf in the area below here, but he's not really much of a threat. And because we're doing pretty well with clothing and everything now, we don't really need to loot anything else. We can pop by trackers and stuff if we want to, but there's not much we really need. Let's see, is the wolf around? I don't think so. Yeah, they should maybe switching it up or adding more of them or something. I guess they could be afraid that all the tutorials will become obsolete, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to start a fire over here in this cave, warm up some teas, and then keep moving. Come on. Hunting acid. Yeah, random loot would be good. Either that or they should make another difficulty, which is just call it, I don't know, call it Eternal Winter or something, and make it so with Interloper but even less loot.
It's getting cold.
Basically like Nogoa but with less less plants and animals and everything.
Perfect.
And then random loot. Okay, so we're going to... Do I have any... No. I'm doing it with water. I'm okay with water. So we're going to do... this. And... okay, so then we're going to just put these down. Actually, an easy way is to just do this. You can go here and just do this. They're pretty much all going to heat up. We're going to get a massive tea circle. Yeah. Alright, let's see your curiosity. Now we're heading to Ravine Mountain. How's this got? 28 minutes. Let's then wait a little bit. I think we're probably warm enough now. We got a massive T circles. Nah, there isn't really any point in heating at more than 4 or 5 now, but it makes it easier to select them in the radial menu when you have all of them. The only exception is if you're out in a blizzard, then it is worth heating more than that. Because then you'll be needing them. Because if you are in a blizzard, you will freeze so quickly, you need to constantly tease. If you watch my Interloper video, the newest one, called Start to Hunt, you will see that there I have one section I go through a blizzard and I drink something like 8 teas or something like that. Okay, so here's one thing, let me just break off. Here's a very important thing you should do here that people often forget. Just to make sure that you can get into the ravine, you should take this rope with you. So here, to get down to the ravine, you need a rope. And there could be a rope in the ravine, but you're not guaranteed that it will be there. So to make it guaranteed, what you should do is just take this rope here. Take this one. You're not going to come back here anyway, because it's a challenge. So just take it. Take it and go. And now you're guaranteed to get into the ravine. If you don't do this, then if you go to the ravine, there is a chance that there is a rope there in either the train cart or inside the inside the cave past the rope anchor. But if they're not there, if you go all that way and they're not there, well, then you're gonna have to go back to Mystery Lake and grab one of the ropes there, like the one from Lake Oluk, for example. So to save you that trip, just grab this rope instead. And then you have a rope. Just in case. Always take this just in case, bringing back the trappers when returning from a regular run. Oh, right, yeah. I don't think I would ever take this rope on a regular run. But you can, of course, yeah. On a regular run, there's a chance that I'll forget. And then I'll come back here and I'll be like, oh crap, now I'm stuck. But, yeah, you can do that. On a regular run, I usually just either gamble that there is one, or I usually grab the rope that is by Mystery Lake itself. You know, there's a rope by the cabins on Mystery Lake, and that rope is pretty much useless. You can just walk around that rope to get up there. So the rope itself serves like no purpose, almost. So I usually take that one. I'm going to keep running because we don't really have anything that we need to do. We have decent loot, we have warmth, we just need to sleep is all. So yeah. Getting heavy is the only thing. We might sleep a little bit, but it's quite good temperature to be out, so we'll see. I might dump some stuff because it's not looking like we need a lot of wood. We are quite good. In fact, we might just ignore Trapper's Cabin because there isn't really anything we need. There isn't really anything we need any more of loot unless we find better clothing, and we don't really need to go and do that. We could check Trappers quickly for coffee is the only thing, but it's not really necessary even that. But seeing as we're right next to it, we might as well check it though. In Bleak Inlet there were no matches, well Dane. But of course on this challenge you spawn, moose, you spawn with matches. You spawn with 8 matches. So we have 8 matches. In Bleak Inlet there are no guaranteed matches, although I've heard that you are guaranteed to find matches in Bleak Inlet, but they can be in very many different locations. So if you go around looking, you will find one set of matches eventually there. But that's about it. Right, I'm going to do some inventory management in here. I'm not going to loot everything because we don't need it. We don't really need anything in here. But we're going to check quickly to see if there's anything that stands out. Doesn't look like it. So we don't really need anything at all. I'm going to do some inventory management. So we're doing really well, so we can dump a couple of these. We can keep the teas, that's fine. Anything else? We don't need the hacksaw anymore. We can just leave that. We can keep these, that's fine. The rope we're gonna get rid of soon. We don't need these many anymore. We don't need these. Drop one of these. Drop one of these in case we do repair it, but I don't think so. Yeah, we're fine. I'm gonna sleep a little bit though. We're gonna sleep 3 hours. Yeah, locked workshop. We're not gonna go there on this challenge. Okay, then we're gonna head to camp office. There we are. Gonna head to camp office. Just because on the way. Oh, we got a fog, but the moose is still going to be here, so be careful. Don't get too close. Because even though it's foggy, the moose can still be there. And I have by accident run into a moose before. You don't want that. What you want to do now, you can head straight to camp office, or actually we could maybe ignore camp office and head straight to the dam and sleep there. Which region is the hardest to survive in short, and which one for long term? Short term, I don't know. I don't know if there is one short term. Probably Bleak Inlet, I guess. The long term, probably Crumbling Highway, I guess. If not that, I don't know. None of them are particularly hard. Maybe Black Rock. It's a bit of a pain. Maybe Bleak Inlet. Crumbling Eye, really nice. Well, one loves Bleak Inlet, but I don't like it. It's my least favorite region, I'd say. Okay, we're gonna head by a camp office, so it's easy to follow. Alright, see you lady, thank you. Musket can be annoying, yeah. Yeah. Pleasant Valley, a lot of people don't like Pleasant Valley because there's blizzards all the time, again and again and again. So I'm gonna check quickly to see if there's coffee here in the camp office, but other than that we don't really need anything from there. And I think we'll just sleep to regenerate and then we'll keep going, probably. We might continue and sleep in the trailer rather than here. It makes it a little bit easier. And we might use a stim just to get back up from the ravine. It just makes things easier. You don't really need to hang around there. Yeah, a lot of people have died in Pleasant Valley. This is a terrible experience because there's so much. It's known for having more blizzards. I never done a test to find out if there's a difference, if it's just like some reputation Pleasant Valley has and there's actually no difference. Or if there actually is more blizzards there, I don't really know. But it is very big. I think it's the biggest map in the game. Very big, very open in the middle, easy to get lost. If there's a blizzard, it's very hard. It's probably the hardest region to navigate in a blizzard. So I understand why people don't like it. We're going to see if there's coffee here, and then we'll continue. Because we don't really need anything. Also maglets. Yeah, we got maglets.
Stuff will come in handy.
Don't really need it, but we'll pick up. I want to see if there's coffee here. Does not look like. We have herbal tea, which you can take just in case, but I don't think we really need it. Let's also have a quick look around in case something obvious standing out. But it does not look like it. So we can just leave. We don't need anything here. So we can just go. I'm gonna head to the trailers and we'll probably sleep there. And then we'll head to Desolation Point. So we're getting there now. We just need to get to these last 3 areas. The game becomes significantly easier after you've been to the ravine, because in the ravine you get the flare gun, which means that you can just have it on you at all times in case a wolf or bear pops out, or moose. Then you have the flare gun just in case. But yeah, so this challenge is, if you're watching this far, there isn't that much more to say now, because we've done most of it. Just need to stay warm, and if you travel late in the day like you can see I'm doing, you're going to stay warm a lot of the time. It just keeps you warm. Because we have plus 13 warmth between the clothing we found, and you can see I even stopped looking for clothing, unless it's like painstakingly obvious or in a high loot area, because I'm warm enough. And when I do get cold, I just start a fire and use the cold that I have and warm up. And I'm kind of rushing through some of this, I'm sprinting a lot. But that's also because if I don't, this stream or this video is going to last 5 or 6 hours, and I want to do it in more like 4 hours. But it's not that complicated. You just you got to get out of Bleak Inlet. That's the hardest. The hardest part is to get out of Bleak Inlet without losing too much health. But just do that. Get out of Bleak Inlet. Once you're out, then you just got to stay warm. Loot. Go from high loot location. Go to Spencer's farm. And if you're not sure, go to Poacher's after. Go to Broken Railroad. Get the first grave marker, and then take a little sit rep in maintenance yard. Head to HRV. Use the stim to get up there if necessary, and then just go from bed to bed. And you can loot more. Take your time. So, for example, in Milton, I went into the farm, and I went into Greymother's house, and I went into the Orca station because they were kind of like on my route. But other than that, I didn't loot anything. But there's nothing stopping you from looting the rest. You could have looted all of the rest of Milton, gone into all of those houses, found more food, more cloth, more clothing, repaired more, and just take your time. Doesn't matter if you complete this challenge in like 28 days or something. Who cares? As long as you survive and you have fun doing it, it doesn't matter. I'm going to check out here, by the way, because there's a good loot here. And that's pretty much how you just do it. And if it's cold, there we are. This is what I wanted. And if it's cold, then make a fire. Yeah, you can scare off this wolf. I don't think it's going to be an issue though, but just in case. I'll get my torch out. You just got to move from location to location, stay warm, rest. Always think about where the next bed is. Like when you're moving through the world, where is the next bed? Where's the next bed? Can I get there? Do I need a stim to get there? How much wood do I need to get there? And here, as you can see, I'm traveling late in the day. I have okay clothing, not amazing, but okay. And I can pretty much travel without being worried about it. And I don't really need anything to worry about. I just need to make sure I have enough food, enough water, rest now and then, and that's it. And that's pretty much what we're going to continue doing now until we do all of the rest of the graves. Shouldn't take too long. Let's see, catches on chat here. Yeah, with challenges and looting, it's a little bit different because in survival mode you want to check everything and loot everything. But here you don't need to do that. You can do it, but you only really need to loot what you need. Loot what's necessary. And then once you have what's necessary, you can leave everything else behind. I still check some areas here and there if I think it's good loot or if there's something specific I want. But here, for example, now I haven't needed to warm up with teas in a long time because I have everything I need. So now it's pretty much just going from place to place.
Man, I could eat anything.
And then making sure we don't get eaten or anything. Now I'm going to sleep here. And then we're going to go to Ravine and get the third grave. And then from that point on, it will be much easier. Let's just see here. I'm going to loot in here since we're in here. Okay, we don't need that. But usually there's some food in here too, so we're going to just check this. Sometimes there's shoes in here too that are better, but they're not there now. And then we'll be lighter once we get rid of this.
Just need to close.
Let's eat this. There's no point waiting to find a can opener with these. Normally on Interloper, I would say wait to eat these cans until you have a can opener or a knife or hatchet. But here it's not necessary because you're probably not going to find one before the challenge is over. So you can just leave it. Alright, so let's sleep for 10 hours. If you want to speedrun this challenge, then you should set a time for yourself. A very, very good time that you can be proud of. I'm actually going to drink some of these just to get some calories, by the way, because we have so many. A very good time to be proud of is something like 3 days or less. That's very, very good. Hall of Fame for this. To get Hall of Fame for this, you need to do it in 10 days. And 10 days is quite long, but that's because it's really, really hard. Maybe now watching me it looks easy. Maybe you feel maybe I'm getting lucky or even, but it's not that hard. It's just the beginning. The beginning is a little bit tough. But after that, it's pretty easy. And if you want to speedrun it, if you do it within 10 days, then you are Hall of Fame speedrunner for this challenge. If you do it under 3 days, you're very good. If you do it under 2 days, then you are world-class speedrunner, I would say, if you do it under 2 days. The current world record for this challenge, I believe, was just recently beaten. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago by Rasan. He doesn't have a YouTube, I think, but I think he did upload it. I don't remember his YouTube, but it is on YouTube. He uploaded it because it was the world record. He did it in 1 day and 8 hours. That's what he did. That's the world record. Before that, it was Sigmund with 1 day 10 hours. Actually, it's 1 day 11, and the fastest I have is 1 day and 15 hours, I think. But yeah. But if you can do this in 10 days or less, then that's pretty fast. Okay, so now we're going to go down to the ravine. It's morning now, so now it's very cold. It's very, very cold because of this. But because we're so well rested, we might not need the stim to climb back up. So we're going to go down here, and I might make a fire because it's so cold. Actually, I'm going to go here, make a fire. Am I protected here? I think so. Make the fire. Put on a couple of these. Oops. Let's drop a couple of these like that. Deploy this. You can't freezing it. I'll drink this. And we'll put 2 here just in case. We're going to climb down. And now we're going to grab the stim here. And also the flare gun. But we need to go to the grave. I put those 2 T's there to warm up for when I come back. But I think probably they will burn. But it's just a little experiment. I just wanted to see if it was possible to get back up before they burn. But it doesn't matter. I have so many T's, you see. So here we are on the area for the 3rd place. We used the rope that I picked up. There's a corpse over here, but we don't really need anything. So let's get this. I might as well just use this. So you can see. Yeah, exactly. I have so many T's that it's easy. So here we are. Here is the flare gun, which I'm going to pick up. This makes the rest of it easy. There is candy bar. Here is the stim. This also is a guaranteed stim.
Handy.
Always there. So that's great. Now we have that. But the grave is over here, so we're going to go here. Did you forget to move the teeth after putting them down? If you move them, yes, that's right. They will just say hot, but I deliberately didn't do that while then because I wanted to see if I could make it back before they get burned. It's like a timing experiment, but that's it doesn't matter if they get burned. Let's just try it out. Have I ever died from forgetting to reload your flare gun? No, I haven't. No, I've seen people do it, forgetting to do it, but I've never died from that. So here's the 3rd grave. I think it's here by the cave. If you go here and you don't want to use your stim, you can get this grave. Da, 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 da. And this should give us the 3rd one, Memento Mori 3. And then here's a cave and there's a bed here. So even if you haven't found the bedroll, if you've gotten this far and you don't have a bedroll and you don't want to use the stim or you don't have the stim, you can start a fire here and then sleep here and recover all of your energy. And then you can go back out and climb the rope. And that's actually what I usually do on survival, on regular interloper. When I come down here to get the flare gun and the stim, I very often will go into this cave. I'll hunt a few rabbits, harvest a deer carcass and so on. And then I'll stay in that cave until I'm fully regenerated for my energy, and then I'll climb out and I'll save the stim for later. But in this case, we don't really need that. I think I might be able to climb up without using the stim. But if not, it's not a biggie. Let me just see. There was one of these is hot. Oops, I did click it there. Which one was it? This one is hot. It's a bit annoying that you have to look for it like that. There we are. And now we're going to climb back up. We have 3 graves. We're going to head to Desolation Point now. Shouldn't be too difficult. And now we have the flare gun too. And I think we can actually climb up this without using the stim. But it's a bit borderline, so we'll see. We'll see. Usually, from my experience, as long as you are a little bit over halfway drained and you're not too heavy, you should be able to climb up here in one go. Not in one go, sorry, but without using a stim is what I mean. Alright, while we're waiting, we can eat stuff. Let's eat this. Let's see some cattails. We'll see what happens with the teas. I had this in Hunter Part 1, got more lost. Oh yeah, that's actually true, Panans. I have done that in the Hunted Part 1. I forgot to say that, but yeah, I have done that. Let's just eat all this stuff. Okay, still not fully generated. Let's eat one more. And what's funny is that this climbing meter will always be full regardless of how much your sprint meter is penalized. So if you have very low sprint, for example, because you're wearing double bear coat or something, it will still say that it's full when you start climbing. Well, as you can see, we did make it all the way up, so here we have an extra stim now, which we arguably don't need, but it makes it a little bit easier. Looks like this blew out. Are these hot? Let's see. They are not hot. Okay. And then we have this. So now we are completely safe, for the most part, against wolves and everything. And I think we'll sleep in this cave over here. If we're warm enough. If not, we'll start a fire. We don't need anything else now. We're fairly light because we got rid of the rope. Yeah, science was done, but the science failed because of confounding variables. In this case, wind made it so that the experiments could not be done. And we're going to warm up here in this cave and also sleep a bit. If it's too cold, I'm going to start a fire. But I think we should be alright without the fire. But we'll see. Grab some sticks just in case. And yeah, hey Arcoblue, yes, there's no deer and no rabbits at all. If you're lucky, if you were to play this in a survival mode, you might be able to create a rabbit glove or something by finding it in Summit or something like that, but that's about it. Let's see, how hot or warm are we? Ah yeah, we should get warmer doing this, we'll sleep 2 hours. We'll do this in increments. That is true, it's a persistent issue, isn't it? Alright, I think we can sleep 3 more hours. Get some energy back. Is that a blizzard or is it just wind? I think it's just wind. Yeah, I think we can. I think that's fine because we're gonna run to the trailer now and sleep there. I think. I'm gonna head out. So now we've done 3. We're heading now straight to the fourth one. By the way, it is possible to get down to the ravine without using the rope. There are death barriers all over the ravine, so if you do try to climb down, you will die. However, it is possible to climb this way. You can go here, go over these ridges here, over here, and over to this side, and then down. And if you do that, you end up at the bottom of the ravine. See here? Right there is the cave. The grave is like there. So it is possible to do that if you want. And on speed runs, I do that. But on regular runs like this, I'm not doing that. In this particular walkthrough, I'm not showing any of the sort of major tricks. Things like out of bounds shortcuts. So there are several shortcuts I would normally use that I have not used so far because they require tricky maneuvering and so on. And it's not really any point. If you're watching this to learn how to do As the Dead Sleep, then you're not going to necessarily benefit from these kind of intricate or cheeky shortcuts. So I've avoided doing them completely, just to do this as clean as possible. The only exception was the landslide in Broken Railroad, which is so commonly skipped for years now on survival mode that I count that as a regular, just alternate route. Then we come to the bridge, where many people have fallen to the deaths. Going to Desolation Point, then Timberwolf Mountain, avoids the dam. Do you think it saves time in the speed run? Not sure. In a speed run, I don't actually go that route. Yeah, I wonder if I'm definitely. So in the speed run, there's different ways of doing it. So most people, when they speed run this, they actually do the route I'm doing now. They go to Broken Railroad and HRV first. The world record was done that way. The guy who is world record now, I'm not 100% sure what route he used. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. But when I did it, I did a different route because I wanted to try out something different. So when I speedrun this, I actually go to Timberwolf Mountain first. So the first thing I do is I get out of Bleak Inlet, then I go to Mystery Lake, then I go through the dam, and I loot the dam. Then I go to Pleasant Valley, loot Pleasant Valley, and then go to Timberwolf Mountain, and then I go to Desolation Point. Then I go to the ravine here, and I use a shortcut to get down the ravine. And then I go, I think then I go the Broken Railroad, and then I go Hush River Valley last. So I do a completely different route than most people do because of certain shortcuts. I think you can walk a little bit further before we sleep. The benefit of going to the dam is that you can usually find decent clothing and stuff there. First, I missed some of this chapter. Going to DP. That's already definitely the second scariest bridge, yeah, first. One of Ash Canyon ones, yeah, they're quite scary. You already plan to go back in the jungle, want more Green Hell. If people are interested, I can go back to Green Hell. I'll see also how many views the video gets. I think it has 4,000 now. If it reaches 10,000, I'll definitely do more of it. I also played the forest. But I didn't really like the forest that much. I thought some of the mechanics were a bit stupid.
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
But I definitely will play more Green Hell. So even if the video doesn't do that well, I do like Green Hell, so I probably will do more of it. So eventually there will be another video about it, yes. I don't know when though. But we'll see. Ash Canyon has a bunch of scary bridges. Now with this running pretty much until we get tired. There's a lot of houses we can sleep in and stuff now, so we're just running through Coastal Highway. Not much else to it now. We're warm and not too tired. I think we'll sleep either in the fishing lodge or maybe in one of the islands or something. We'll see. I haven't watched it yet just because I want to play myself, no knowledge of the game. Yeah, good idea. Let's just do the non-cheeky way. We'll go this way. Let's walk over the bridge. Yeah, well, we gotta finish this challenge in one go, zigzag. Zig-stack. Oh, hold on. Let's... yeah. There we go. Congrats, Pam. We have the Aurora Cave over here, but we don't need to go in there. In most places now we can skip. I will probably go into the lighthouse because there's a stim in the lighthouse. But other than that, there isn't really anything we need anymore. So there isn't really anything to loot. With decent food, we have decent water as well. Let's see. Hey, Wolfie. Ignore me. I'm going to sleep in here. That's a good place as any. It's not late, is the only thing, so we might want to take advantage of that. And well, I think I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep here. Let's see, it's nothing really else. Nah. So we're going to sleep here. We'll eat this. Oh, nice, Shady Highs. Yeah, that's a tricky mine, that one. I'm going to sleep here. I think we'll actually sleep until it's dark, and then we'll go out. If the night is clear enough. And we'll sleep again in the next in the next house. Let's drink some teas. We have so many. Let's drink some of these. That's good, yeah. I haven't actually been there on my main run yet, but I will go after day 1 found. Let's see what weather it is. Ah, it's clear weather. So then we're gonna keep running. If it was bad weather, I probably would have waited. Would have gone back inside and waited out this weather. But it's clear, except for a little bit of fog. But yeah, you can just run through Coastal Highway pretty much, because there isn't really anything we need. There's nothing we need here. We can, if we want, check it. So again, now I have kind of shown how to survive this challenge. There isn't that much more to say, but you can definitely take this slower. So if this is you playing, you can easily take your time in Coastal Highway. You know, go to the garage if you want. Go to all these islands, loot everything, and you'll get more food. You'll probably get better clothing. If you loot everything as much as you can, you slowly get more and more clothing, better and better and better. Eventually, by doing that, by looting everything you find, you will eventually reach a point where you have more or less the best clothing you can find other than the summit. And you're going to be warmish anyway, you have enough food. So you can just do what I'm doing now, except even slower. Go to all the little places, go to the cabins and the garage, all that stuff, loot everything. You'll have more food, more water, more clothing, and then you just keep going. If you don't want to go out at night, wait out the night, sleep a bit longer, pass time, whatever. Just keep that going, and you'll be fine. It's really no problem at all. Hey, it's Anthony Perfetto. So if anyone saw the interview with me that was posted on my community channel not long ago, that was with Anthony Perfetto, who's in chat right now with the VIP badge. So check him out if you're interested in editing. He knows everything. He knows more than me. I just have my style of editing, but I'm not necessarily technically proficient, but he is. And if you're interested in Counter-Strike especially, you should definitely check out his channel. Let me actually give you a shout out. Oh god, what am I doing? There we go. And if you haven't seen it, go on my community page in my channel, and there's a link to the interview with Tony. Let's see quickly. We'll check this quick to see if there's any
I think I can use this.
useful here. This is usually here, so we want that. And I think we'll take this toilet water. Don't think we'll take much else. Let's see. We'll sleep here for a bit too. Quick question: can you run out of materials for crafting bows or arrows? In theory, no, you can't. But you can run very, very low on it. So the way that would work is that if you eventually you can run out of oops. Oh, it's because Tony time you can't post links unless you're a mod. He should come back in. How rude, yeah. I can do like this, I think. I put in the there we are. It lasts for 60 seconds, I think. You can post it now. I'll also put it in the link in the video description. I put a link in there. But yeah, you're asking about if you can run out. Well, in principle, you can, because you only have so many saplings and so many for maple and birch, and also technically there's so much metal. It would take a lot though to run out of metal, but in technically you could run out of metal. But I mean, you break down all the toasters in the world, for example, right? So you could run out of it technically, but it would take a lot. The thing you're going to run out of first would be saplings, but the game has a beachcombing mechanic. And because of that, you're not going to run out. You can go in Bleak Inlet, Coastal Highway, or Desolation Point, and you can go to the beach and harvest things from there. And every now and then, you will find a sapling, birch or maple. You having fun there, Wolfie? This is why you have the flare gun. And now I'll just light a regular torch. If this was an Aurora, I wouldn't go out. But because it's a regular thing. There we are. Wolf on the left. There you go. Sure, Pam. Look at this wolf, he's ignoring me. You know why this wolf is ignoring me? Because this wolf is on me. So this one will ignore me. He doesn't even know what to do. That's because this wolf is on me. Only one wolf, actually even one animal, can be on you at a time. So you can either, it's like a queue system. So if one is on you, you can ignore the others. I don't know if I ever posted the video, but I once walked through a group of 4 Aurora wolves in one go. I just walked through a group of 4 Aurora wolves. They all ignored me because I had a 5th wolf that was on me. So then they couldn't attack. So you can actually use a wolf being on you to your advantage. Like that. Yeah, there isn't really like a beach in the Long Dark, but it's called beach combing. That's what it's called, you know. Oh, oops, I'm trying to catch up on chat here a little bit. What'd you miss? Ah, wait, you missed the third grave, I guess. Chill Wolf, yeah, he's chilling out. Yeah, says tail on fire. I can post the link in the Patreon, Pam, if you like. Yeah, it's no problem. And Pam, I made you a VIP because you're one of the patrons, so you get a VIP badge. I can't promise that all patrons get that, but if they all come on. Twitch, but at the moment it's not many of them. Now it's getting cold, so I think I'm going to go in the basement that's over here. And warm up a bit there. Because no crackers still. Yeah. Here in this area there's 2 wolves. Here it is. Oh well. There's the other one. No, I'm gonna ignore him. I'm gonna go into this base, or this basement rather. That is here. I think it is. There we are. I'm gonna stay in here a little bit to warm up a bit. If a wolf is on you, you can get past moose or bear. I think you can, but I never tried that. But if I think that won't work, Zigzag, because the bear takes precedence. There's a hierarchy, so wolves are afraid of bears. So even if that did work, if you got close enough to the bear to aggro you, the wolf would get afraid and run away, and then the bear would attack you. So it wouldn't work. But in principle, you have the right idea. But it wouldn't work in practice. No. But you can, for example, have a bear on you, and then the moose will ignore you. So I don't know if you saw that clip I posted a while ago where I kill a moose and a bear at the same time. In that clip, if you listen closely, you can hear the moose actually aggroing me, but he does nothing because the bear is on me. Okay. Sorry if I missed any chat. Feel free to repeat if I missed anything. Yeah, no worries, Pam. No worries. That goes for everyone. If anyone would like to support the YouTube channel and production videos, you can become a patron if you like, and you get your name in the videos in the beginning or the end, depending on the video. As far as photosynthesis, you never see them eat, yeah. You will sometimes see them eat. Well, they're not really eating, but they stop and they do a little like noise on the ground. I think it's meant to indicate that they are eating berries or something. But yeah. Alright, it's now daytime. This is the main reason you want the flare gun, because this area here, the crumbling highway, has those 2 wolves. If you're unlucky, there's more than 2. And they can come out of nowhere. And it's so much easier to get through this area if you have the flare gun. Much, much easier. So we're just going to get through it, and we should be pretty safe. As you've seen though, as long as you have a torch, you are perfectly safe from wolves. Even if it's windy, it's not that much of an issue. Oh, by the way, I forgot. What I love about Crumbling Highway, and I think it's only in Crumbling Highway, is they have the golden grass. Look how cool this is. I don't think this is in any other region, at least I never noticed it anywhere. Maybe there's a few here in Desolation Point, maybe? I don't know, I never noticed any other regions. It's really cool. It's only in here that I think. The golden grass of Crumbling Highway. But yeah, you can see that even if it's windy, you can just get to a location that is protected from the wind, and then you start a fire there. And then you can scare off the wolves. So the wolves are never really in any issue. But having the flare gun makes things so much easier. It gives you a whole nother level of security. On survival mode, I would not use the flare gun. On survival mode, I would have it out, and I would use it in an emergency if necessary. But I wouldn't use it generally as a deterrent, because there's only 12 shells in total on Interloper anyway. So I try to not use it for that. Although on my main run I used them within 100 days, because I used them for defense all the time. But on challenges you can just freely use the flare gun all the time, because you're not going to use it after the challenge, are you? So you only get 4 shells though, which is from the ravine, unless you want to go to the summit. And technically speaking, if you go to Timberwolf Mountain first, or a third after Ashbury Valley. I mean, you could summit and get some more shells if you want, but it's not really necessary. Can you kill animals with flare gun? Yep, everything except bunnies. That's right. Chat's already answered. If you get headshot, dead instantly. Bunnies had too much plot armor. Yeah. Headshot isn't actually guaranteed. You can hit a bear or a moose on the head, and they won't die. I think a wolf will always die if you hit him in the head with a flare. I'm pretty sure. But a bear and a moose can survive a headshot. I've done it many times. They keep running. I'm pretty sure it has to do with critical hits. Kimioto doesn't agree with this, but I think that the flare gun operates just like a bow, where if you hit them in the head with a bow, you can get a critical hit and that will instant kill any animal, including a moose or a bear. So you can one-shot a moose or a bear with a critical hit. And I think the flare gun works exactly the same way. Hit them in the head, and then there's a chance that it becomes a critical hit, which is probably a certain percentage. If I had to guess, it's something like 30%, something like that. Then they instant die. If they don't, they take regular damage as if it was a headshot. If you hit them 3 times in the head with a flare gun, they will always die, just like it does with archery. If you hit a bear or a moose in the head 3 times, they should always die, no matter what. Which basically means you hit them 3 times without scoring a critical hit. And I think the flare gun works the same way. Other people like Kimioto, for example, who, to be fair, has used the flare gun way more than I have, he thinks it's about precision. It's about hitting a specific place on the head of the animal in order to trigger the death. So supposedly on the moose, it's about hitting the left side of the face or the eye, and if you hit that, then it always dies. And, you know, Kimioto has spent entire streams only testing that. Hey, we do have golden grass in Desolation Point. How about that? So he would probably know better than me, but I personally think that it's a critical hit chance that does it. But I'm not sure. I had to use a shell. Oh, hello. Let's see here. Gotta get through all these things. This is why the flare gun is great, but I don't really need it. I am gonna go via the lighthouse because there's a stim there and I want it. So I'm gonna go into that. And in case this wolf gets too close, I have my torch. I think it's in here. Here it's in. I never quite get it because I shot a moose today once and had next in the shoulder and it went down. Yeah. No, it's. I think it's. I think it works equivalent to an archery shot. That's what I think. It's getting a bit too close. I ran around on fire for half of it and went down. Yeah, you can trigger a bleed with the flare gun too, and that will eventually kill the animal. But yeah, bunnies have plot armor. Ran recently fell 4 or 5 times to kill a deer with a flare gun and throw the useless gun very away, not sure to laugh or cry. It is hard. I have only managed to kill a deer with a flare gun once. It's very difficult to do. Alright, we don't really need anything here. We're already pretty good with everything. But I want the stim, which is up here. You'll find it usually on this shelf here. There it is.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
And we'll take this too. We don't really need anything else in here. There are things to collect, but we don't need it. I'm going to sleep 2 hours, warm up a bit, get some energy back. And then we're going to go for grave number 4. Yeah, quietly. Alright, now we're heading to grave number 4. And there's nothing else really to collect in this area. Let's make some more of these. I have to scare it into a wolf here. Alright, I will do one shortcut here, because it's very easy. So here, if you want to get down to the ice, you could just go back where we came and around, but it's really easy, so I'm going to do a little shortcut. As you can see, this is very not steep. It's not really...
I would say
it doesn't
no
go
ways.
down or anything, so you can just literally just walk down like this. See? Very easy. You're not going to take any damage, not even crouching, just going zigzaggy down. And that's it. Pretty easy. And then we're going to head to the Rykin on the last grave, which is over here. I think someone followed me. By the way, I'm sorry, I have not called out most of the people that have followed me. I've gotten quite a few follows the last few hours, and I appreciate it very much. But I'm really sorry I have not called you all out, because it's been usually a bit lost in the chat. But I do appreciate that you followed me. Really sorry I haven't done it before. But Baba Ginator, thank you so much for the follow, and I know who you are, so I will give you... if it will let Baba Gino. There we go. Why did that not do anything? I was trying to give you a shout out there, but it wouldn't let me do it. Let's try again. There we go. There's also another streamer of the Long Dark. But speaking of graves, here is the 4th grave. So here we are. So there we are. That's grave number 4. We could check the Rykin, but there isn't really anything we need. I guess I could sleep an hour just to warm up, maybe. That's about it. We don't really need anything. But we can do that. We can check it out. Now we only have 1 grave left, and that's Timberwolf Mountain. Not much else to it, really. And then we are done with this challenge. I'm going to check quickly here, because sometimes there's loot here. Here we are. There and there. And let's sleep for like an hour in here to recover some warmth and everything. I mean, which is a massive cargo should we explore the wolves and bears and like roaming around. Oh my god, that would be pretty scary. But great idea though, I like it. A lot of people have asked for ski resorts also. There should be ski resorts. So that's 4 out of 5 graves down, and you can see we're just missing Timberwolf Mountain. So let's go. We are out of here. We have done 4 now, just 1 left, and now we're at the end of this run, and we only have 1 left. So now we're at the stage where as long as we have enough food and warmth and everything to actually get to Timberwolf Mountain without dying, then we are good. So it doesn't really matter at this point to loot anything more. There's no point really looting anything.
Starving.
I'll look for the stim, I guess, but that's about it. Because we have everything we need. We don't really need anything. It wouldn't really change anything of the challenge. So if this is you playing now and you're in this position, you can of course take things slow. You can start looting. You can start looking around and loot more areas, get more food, more loot, take it slow, go from building to building to building, slowly, stay warm, you know, take your time. Perfectly fine to do it that way, no problem at all. However, just keep in mind that as long as you complete the challenge, it doesn't matter how much loot you have or how much health you have, because that is not going to make a difference when the run is over. That is one of the major challenges that people have when they do these kind of challenges. Like they have a hurdle in front of themselves. You have to change your mindset when you do challenges. Because challenges is not survival. Story is kind of the same, but people don't really think about it that way in story. But in challenges, it's a finite run. It will end when it's over. And you lose all your loot. So you don't really need to pick up anything. It's purely objective based. It doesn't matter how much loot you have or how little loot you have, or how much life you have, as long as you actually get to the end. So therefore, don't really worry about looting things, as long as you have what you need, that's all. And I went for well-fed, and you don't need to go for the well-fed bonus like I did, but you should. The reason you should is because since this is acid sleep and health loss is permanent, that means that you will lose health if you starve yourself. So the starvation tactic doesn't really work. It works in the sense that you'll lose like 12-15% per day, and then you can use a stim to get that health back. So you can do it if you want, but it takes a lot more risk. Instead, it's better to go for well fed, to just avoid taking health loss, and you can carry more, and you can also run more. And you can also walk more if you like, take advantage of the daylight and just walk more, but I'm just running. Can I refill this? I can, but barely, so let's do it. Oh, yeah. Is that cross there all the time or just in this? It's only in this, arguably. It's for this challenge. It's not there normally. I'm a big advocate for more derelict structures. Nuclear bunker. Oh my god, nuclear bunker would be crazy. Great Bear Island where they have a nuclear bunker for some reason. Ready for the follow. Danger. Ranger. Black. Cold War era bomb shelter might be good. Yeah, that could maybe work, yeah. Emphasis on the cold. Salty Cracker Factory, yeah, that would be another one. So when I speedrun this challenge, it takes roughly 3 hours to do in total. Maybe a little bit over 3 hours. But as you can see, doing it non-speedrun isn't that much slower in real life. It's about 4 hours, yeah. Because you just need to get past the first point of surviving Bleak Inlet and then getting to Broken Railroad. And once you've made it that far, it's not that hard. You get the stim, either in Broken Railroad and or in Fallen Muskeg. Get up to Milton and Ashbury Valley is pretty straightforward, really. And even just running, sleeping, it doesn't take that long, really. Because when you speedrun it, you can't sleep, you see, so you spend a lot more time walking. Here's how you get down from here, by the way. Out comes the flare gun, because you want to be ready in case the wolves show up. And now we're gonna head to Cinder Hills Mines. Well, we might make a stop in probably the garage, I guess. For the most part, I would like to save my... I'm going to use this. Save my flare gun for the bear I might run into. Because I can scare away the bear with a flare gun. The wolves can be scared away in many other ways. Oh, you're leaving me alone, aren't you now? Aren't you? Yeah. Oh, whoops. See, what happened there was I was getting reckless, so I did a little science experiment. I wanted to see what happens if you go right up to a wolf that is not aggressive, even with a marine flare. And a marine flare is supposed to scare off everything. I just wanted to see what happened, and sure enough, he does attack. So that's interesting to know. So that means you can't get too close. So what I showed earlier, where the wolves will ignore you. If another wolf is attacking you, if one wolf is attacking you and the other one is standing there, it will pretty much just ignore you. But it turns out now, as you can see, that if that is the case and you get too close to the other wolf, even with the marine flare, they will still attack you. Interesting. That's also the main reason why I haven't ditched the pry bar. If I didn't have the pry bar that I found earlier, I would have picked up one of the hammers that I found before, just to have one kind of weapon. But I actually get... Oh, I got a sprain. But we don't really... He wasn't going to kill me because I had so much health. He wasn't really a threat. Let's see, let's eat something. Let's eat Yeah. He said you thought. Okay, sorry, let me catch up in chat. So first time viewer here, John Diana. Hello to you. I've got about 100 hours in this game. Your videos helped me a lot at getting better at this wonderful game. Thank you for all you've done. Oh, thank you. That's so nice of you to say. Please don't do everything that I do, though. For example, trying to experiment with wolves while playing As the Dead Sleep. It's not the best time to do so. As you can see, I just recklessly go up to a wolf on a game and a mode that has permanent health loss. But thank you. I'm glad that the videos have been helpful. Thank you. That you thought wolves like nah. Yeah, the blue flares work Baba. The blue flares work just like any irregular flare. There's no, as far as I can tell, there's no difference between a blue flare and a regular flare in terms of their effectiveness, except that the blue flare will significantly drain the morale of a Timberwolf pack, while a red flare will only drain the morale of a Timberwolf pack if you hit them on the head when you throw it. Or if you hit the wolf with it, rather. So with Timberwolves, there is a difference between the two. But outside of that, there isn't any difference. They work exactly the same in terms of wolves and stuff. Of course, the Marine Flare burns lower, so it will burn out much faster than the Red Flare. Red Flare lasts for 1 hour in-game, I think it's 1 in-game hour. The Blue Flare is like 20 minutes or something like that. It's very short. And also the Blue Flare can survive going through water. It won't be doused by going through water. But when would you ever do that? When would you ever go through, say, a waterfall with a Marine Flare? It wouldn't happen very often. But if it did, it wouldn't douse. Unless they changed it. They might have hotfixed that, but to me it makes sense that would be the case, because it's Marine Flare after all. But in terms of its effectiveness against animals, they are exactly the same. A torch, a flare, and a Marine Flare work exactly the same. Except against Timberwolves. And flares are stronger than torches, because they keep wolves at bay, as opposed to torches, which only stop the wolves from attacking you. Well, flares actually prevent them from attacking you. Unless you go right up to their faces, like I did, because I thought, you know what, I never tried this before. I never lit the Marine Flare before, and then gone up to wolf's face just to see what happens. Well, now we know that it doesn't like it, so... The more you know, right? Happy to teach the wrong ways of playing this game too sometimes. Okay, let's see, is there a moose here? No, we're not going to go into the dam. Sorry, the garage, but we don't need to. We need to be a bit careful with this bear up here. Okay, before you're done, I want to say thank you. It's been calming and hyggelig. Thank you, silly Val. Sorry, I'm not. I'm checking the chat on and off because it's on the side of my screen, so I have to turn my head, and I might miss things. But thank you very much for that, silly Val. Thank you for being here. Today I learned you should play with wolves by showing them your Marine. Yeah, don't forget to light them. Yeah, exactly. Good flare information. I was wondering the differences on time. Yeah, no worries. They are basically the same. On my main run, though, I usually do not use the Marine Flares. So you'll see me stacking them in my base because they aren't really used for anything. So I just keep them on me. So if I go... there's the bear. He's in our way, so we need to scare him off. Let's just do that, actually. I'm not sure if it works from a distance, but I think it does. We might as well... Yeah, bear, come on. Are you going to attack or what? What are you doing? Okay. There we go. This is why you want the flare gun. Because of the bear. The wolves is one thing. They're pretty easy to scare off, but the bear is a whole nother story. But for the most part, you want the flare gun to get rid of the bear in case he's in your way. Ah, there's a wolf here. Can you hear him? He's up there. Wolves, as long as you're prepared for them, they can be scared off very easily. But the bears and the moose can't, so you want the flare gun for that. Or if you get attacked by a wolf very suddenly, if it comes around the corner suddenly now, oh, there's a wolf, boom, I can shoot it. Yeah, let's be careful, there's a wolf around here. I'm gonna head to the tower. Play fetch. So all learning experience, nice learning is fun to experiment with. Yeah, I get sometimes reckless. And also I don't stream very often. And because of I also work as a lecturer, so it can be mentally taxing. So when I make videos, for example, I have to narrate everything I do. And I like doing it. I think that's what makes my channel unique, is that I narrate everything and explain everything I'm doing. But it does mean I have to focus and talk all the time, and it can be quite draining. Which is often why, not always, but often why my videos are compiled of different sessions. But when I'm streaming, it's a little bit different because you're doing it non-stop, right? And then I might have been working in during the day teaching, and that can be taxing. And then to come and stream and do it, after maybe 3 hours, I get a little bit tired, and then I tend to get reckless in the game. I do more risks and stuff like that. Which is one of the reasons I don't stream very often. I prefer YouTube because it caters more to my schedule and how I work. So I just find it easier to produce content via YouTube rather than streaming. I do enjoy streaming, and I would like to stream more often, maybe once a week, but it's very difficult to do consistently. So I try to do it at least once a month, but it's not always possible. But I do enjoy it. It's also very nice to see people, to chat, and also people who leave comments, come in there and say hi, and it's very nice. We're heading for the lookout tower now. We're going to sleep in there. We could maybe sleep in the mine, but I think lookout tower is probably better. Hey Dist, how are you doing, Dist Optimist? Dist Optimist is another streamer who is also Long Dark streamer, although it doesn't really play much Long Dark these days. But he's a great streamer, very nice person. And you should check him out. He's featured in several of my videos. I think the lookout tower is here. Check him out. His first appearance in my videos was when he got lost in a blizzard in Pleasant Valley. I remember asking for permission to use that. I was in his stream when that happened. But he's got some great shots. Great guy also. Nice license then, I know, right? I'm just trying to paint you in a good picture. I love your narrative style, very educational and enjoyable to watch, so thank you. Yeah, the reason I started doing it was because I saw that there was a lot of gameplay videos on YouTube of the Long Dark. A lot of people who played the game matches. And I think we're just going to sleep here, actually. Yeah, we'll be fine here. Just sort this out and I'll elaborate. I noticed that there were quite a few people who upload gameplay to YouTube. Many of them were streamers who just uploaded their stream. There weren't many that were actual like narrative gameplay, and the ones that were often episodic, 20-minute series or maybe an hour and so on. But very many of them didn't really explain what they were doing. They would do a little bit, or maybe they would narrate more like a story, which is also great. Commander Tom does that, for example. But there wasn't really anyone who did it narratively as an educational tutorial. So then I made one video where I thought, this will be the one video I make where I do this. And that could be like a reference kind of video. But then people really liked it, so I thought, well, I can make another one. It isn't not that hard to make. And I just figured, like, if people are watching this, I assume they want to know why I do what I do. So I might as well explain everything so that people can learn from it. That was the idea, at least. And I know some people watch it just to fall asleep, and you know, that's fine too. That's fine. I always wish to play RimWorld. Don't find many good videos of that game. I've heard of RimWorld, and I've seen it. I've seen Stasia has played RimWorld a few times, and so has Goon. And I think maybe Kimio dabbled in. I'm not sure. No, he plays Stardew Valley, but it didn't really look like my kind of game. I try some new games now and then. I'm one of these people who often stick to one game because I really like a game and then I stick to it. So I have a select few games I play a lot. I play a lot of The Long Dark, I play Hearthstone, I play Counter-Strike Go with the Norwegian idiots, I play PUBG with the Norwegian idiots. I think we will use this because we're going to go into the mines. And it's windy. And I play Overwatch with my wife. So that's like, that's 5 games. And some of them I only play with other people. Like Counter-Strike, I never play by myself. I only play it with my friends, the Norwegian idiots. Overwatch, I sometimes play with myself, but mostly I only play with my wife. PUBG, I also only play with the Norwegian idiots. And then Hearthstone and Long Dark, I can play by myself. And then that's more or less the games I play. But now and then I try new games. I do like Green Hell. I think that was really fun. I will play more of that. I really like Subnautica, but I don't play it very often. I tried The Forest, I thought it was good, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. And one game I definitely will try is the new Horizon game when that's out, because, well, actually it is out, I think, because I really liked the first Horizon game, Zero Dawn or whatever it's called. Well, that was really good. I played it on the PlayStation though, so I didn't really record anything except for some clips. But yeah, so I try new games now and then, but I don't have time to like commit to new games. So I often try games and then I see whether I get into them or not, because I don't really have the time to invest in games completely, except for certain ones like these. Let's actually check here quick. I just want to see if there's a stim. There it is. So now we have 3 stims. Alright, let me just check. I think I skipped some chat here. How much do you lecture each week? Sorry, I missed that one then. It varies, but I usually lecture 2 or 3 times a week. Usually. 3 hours at a time. So let's say 9 hours a week. But then that's a very small part of the job, because I also do supervision, marking, seminars, academic writing, module coordination, and research, and all this stuff. There's all sorts of other things. Let's see. I always wonder how you get all this done in regular life, making all these videos and streaming. Yeah, it's difficult. That's why I started a Patreon, to motivate me to make more of these things, because it helps in that respect. I think we don't really need any of this stuff, do we? Yeah. Love your narrative style. I think I read that. Thank you very much, by the way. Let's see. And then I've been getting my Belk Project Zombie. Yeah, I have heard about that, but I have not tried it. I mean, I feel I used to stream explain everything about chess. Oh wow, it's so energy draining. One of those things you don't really understand. Yeah, I can see what you mean. I sometimes have to do 2 lectures in one day, where I teach students twice in a row. So I teach maybe first-year students for 3 hours, and then immediately after I teach second-year students in a different topic for 3 hours. And that's 6 hours of continuous talking and lecturing, and when I come home, I'm usually completely dead afterwards. And very often I don't really fancy talking or recording anything, because this drains the voice completely. The raft. Oh yeah, I haven't tried the raft. Why don't you stream a day of your work? I don't think that's allowed because of ownership. Alright, so we are here in Pleasant Valley, and we're gonna just head to Timberwolf Mountain now. We're pretty much done with this now. We can just run. In fact, we can even use the stims and sleep in the bunker if we want to. We don't even need to, but we can. And we might actually just do that. We have 3 stims. Let's wait a little bit longer, and then we'll do it. I would do that streaming my work, but for one thing, I mostly, not only, but 70% I teach in Norwegian, the rest is in English. And if I'm not teaching, a lot of it would just be streaming, sitting down, marking papers, doing emails, writing papers, or whatever. And I could do it, but I don't think... Maybe the uni would allow it under certain conditions. But when I lecture, then technically when you lecture, you are producing content that is owned by the university. And of course, that is recorded. My lectures are recorded, but they are recorded for the students. And they have paid to get access to those recordings. So if I stream it, then I think that's in violation with the content rules, most likely. They might make some sort of exception to promote the uni or something like that. But there are a few exceptions. There is one of my lecturers who makes YouTube videos, and he uses some of his lecture material, so he has permission for that. So maybe, yeah. It's with Diablo, Warcraft, and my husband on LAN. Wow, that is good old days, yeah. I was out of the LAN actually earlier last year with the Norwegian Idiots. The first LAN I've been to in years, 15 years. I never played Warcraft except for the tower defense in Warcraft 3. Diablo 2 I played quite a bit back in the day, not so much now. I work in the prisons. I was not happy with the latest story mode. That's funny. What do you speak about during a lecture, a specific topic? Well, I'm a university lecturer, John Tiana, in psychology, so each lecture will be different. It depends on the course. So I teach a variety of topics. So right now I'm teaching evolution and behavior, so that would mean I teach natural selection, sexual selection. I teach evolutionary psychology, partner choice, dating behavior, gender research, philosophy, determinism. In the autumn I teach cognitive psychology, so then I teach things like memory, brain damage, perception, attention, judgment and decision making, behavioral economics. I also teach things like the bystander effect. I teach esport culture, gaming culture. I have a lecture where I talk about the Long Dark, for example. Yeah, you know, I teach research methods, statistics, history of science. Yeah, that sort of thing. That's mostly what I teach. And a bunch of other stuff too. Generally speaking, it falls into either evolutionary behavior or cognitive psychology. Maybe yes, I can actually play TLD, watch the videos while I'm at work. Oh, that's nice. If that's okay with your boss. Have you been hydrating all this time? I have, but I ran out of water. I still have some cans though. But I'm not going to rehydrate now since we're near the end. Nine siblings doing a masters and that kind of. Oh, cool. Raisin. Hold on. Raisin Racier number 1. Thank you for the subscription. This topic needs to be better at. That's just a great game. Yeah, so my main job is that. So I'm an associate professor of psychology. An associate professor is basically the step under a professor. You have to have a PhD to be one. And you spend half your time teaching and half your time researching. So basically 2 days a week I teach or do some sort of teaching activity, which is lecturing, marking, seminar, supervision, something like that. And then another 2 weeks I do research, which means designing experiments, grant application, writing articles, public dissemination, like appearing in the news or newspapers, that sort of thing. And then like 1 day is like in between or admin. You know. I almost made my bachelor in biology, so I already had a lot of work teaching. Yeah, if you have biology, then there will be some overlap. Some of it will overlap, that's right. Evolutionary anthropology, ooh, that's cool. Really interesting material, and the lab was pretty fun. Yeah, evolutionary anthropology is really cool. And that's something that I have in my module, but it's very hard in Norway to find people that work in evolutionary anthropology. So it's very hard to find lecturers for that. But in Norway, in the US, there's loads. Would you quit your job if you would start getting a good amount of money from YouTube and Twitch? I don't think so, because I worked really hard for that job. It took me a bachelor degree, a master's degree, and a PhD just to get the job. So I don't think so. But if I was making quite a lot of money on YouTube and Twitch, if it was on par with my work, then maybe I would consider doing work part-time. Like maybe I would ask if I could work maybe 60%. And then, so I would work 3 days a week and have 2 days doing gaming or something. Then yeah, maybe. But then it would have to be enough money to justify that switch. And there would be I would have to have some sort of data suggesting I could maintain that as well, because how much money you make on YouTube or Twitch will sometimes depend on the month. You know, it depends on the content you release, it depends on how many views you get, and so on. So it depends, you know. I want to lecture on the geology of Azeroth or geology 1. That's awesome. I love that. That's really cool. I have a lecture on esport culture, and I do talk about the Long Dark there. I have a clip of streamer Ones and Only, where he plays the game in Norwegian, and I use that as an example of how to learn Norwegian from a video game. I like to teach, find it quite nice when I get to impart my knowledge. So now, yeah, it's nice. Wish I knew enough about something to teach it. There's always something you can teach. Okay, we're near the end of this run, by the way, so I've been waffling on about my job and teaching now for a while. But we are near the end now. We're just going to use the stim and run there. Goodbye, Wolf. As you can see, I've been ignoring the cold completely, because it doesn't matter if I get hypothermia now. It doesn't matter. We just had to walk from the coal mine up here to Timberwolf Mountain, and we're done. Now I'm just walking, I'm just talking, had my flare gun out. Don't really need it. Anything else? We're just going to use the stim, and we can use another stim if we want. Yeah. You're a doctor, you're not. Doctors are not rich. Academics do not become rich. Maybe a physician, like a medical doctor, they might be rich. But someone who works in academia, in research, even if you're a doctor, that's not a particularly well-paid job. It's like a mediocre. It's okay. It pays alright, especially if you're a professor, which I'm not. But it's not a. You don't get rich. No. Unless you write a lot of books, and those books become curriculum at other universities, so that all the students have to buy your books in addition. And maybe you become rich. Hey, Barbecue, how you doing? Nice to see you. How are you doing? Who's the author? Sorry, I'm missing some of this chat now because we're right near the end. Yeah, show Hitman, show Barbecue to your son.
I am too tired.
Okay, so we're going to use the last stim. We're heading now. I'm going to catch you on chat in a minute, but if you're watching, this is the last of the graves. We're coming to it now. It's right by Mountaineer's hut. We're just going to use these stims because we don't have anything to lose. Be careful, there could be a moose there on the right. Doesn't look like it's there today. We got a beautiful morning. I think it's morning, right? Yes, it's morning. Oops, I tabbed out. And first time I did this, I couldn't find the grave, but it's actually just next to the Mountaineer's hut. And that's it. And we might as well just use these stims, because it's not like we're going to use it for anything else, because the run is about to be over. So I'm just going to focus on finishing this now, and then wrapping up, and then I can catch up on the rest of the chat. If you're still watching from home, I hope you've enjoyed the ride, because we're about to come to the end of this challenge. I hope you mastered it afterwards, because as you can see, it's pretty easy in the once you get past the beginning. So here we are in Mountaineer's Hut, which is right there. And here is Crystal Lake. And if you're wondering where the grave is, it's right up here. See that? That's the last of the graves. The map is a little bit misleading with this one. If you look on the map itself, you see that it says it's here, which suggests it's in the middle of the lake. So if you come in with poor visibility, don't be fooled. It's not over here. It is this one. So yeah. So this is how you complete As Dead Sleep challenge. As you can see now I'm cold. It really doesn't matter because this is over. But yeah, you pretty much just gotta get out of Bleak Inlet. Stay as warm as you can. You try and get to the building first. Get a sit rep. Get some water going. Get some torches. Get warm. Get out of Bleak Inlet. If you run into Timberwolves, either restart or fight them off with fire or torches. Get out of Bleak Inlet. Go into Fallen Musket. Get coal. Get mushrooms. Get teas. Go to the forge. Get more matches. Warm up. Go to the Broken Railroad. And if you make it to Broken Railroad and are in maintenance yard, then it's okay. You're probably good from there on. So yeah, that's As Dead Sleep for you. It's really not that hard once you get past the first grave or two. If you make it to Hushed River Valley and complete that one, wow, then there's really nothing else to do. You're definitely managing. So yeah, we are done with this challenge. So thank you all for joining me on this ride. It would have been funny if I died there. Oh well. Yeah. And as you could see, I was pretty much just running and sleeping for the last 2 or 3 graves. And it took me 7 days in-game to do it. In the beginning I walked a lot, and that's about it. Yeah. GG. That's how you do As Dead Sleep. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see here. Laura Rin, thank you for the bits. Thank you so much. Alright, let me see if I can catch up on some of this chat here. Actually, there's a way to get this chat bigger. Thank you very much. Let me have a look here.